This is gonna be a long ass gacha cast chat, right? This is gonna be our first ever gacha cast in so long. So today's guest, we have Jenna Z, 4 of Master, and Gacha Smack talking about the state of gacha games in 2026. So mods, yo, what's up, bro? Yo, how many timestamp this? Because there's no way I'm recording this. But from what I've been told, this is a really, really long video. So without further ado, okay. Chat, should I add God Real? I'll add God Real to the bottom left. Actually, you know what? I would. Alright, let me set this up.
Okay. I'm gonna put. I'll. Wait, is this how he had it? Let's see. Oh, I have it muted.
Watching this, the end of Gacha era is
Look at this. Okay, it's gonna be so stupid.
Approaching what I would like to believe is
okay, wait, I also need this.
I want to talk to you today about this. I think it's a very fascinating topic to delve into, and it's perfect and ripe for the particular season we're
approximately
in
here, I think.
If you are like me, and I'm pretty sure you are, many of you are, you weren't a gacha addict before Genshin Impact, and you were a gacha player.
Nope, I'm not like you.
That was the first game you got into. The game was so monumentally massive because of the pandemic, and that it was also a fresh game in the space that it brought in.
Now we can't see Fob. Perfect.
Okay, so he's already not technically talking to me because
I'm trying
I don't
to
fit
make
that.
this.
And so forth. And the good thing about that,
So Genshin made you?
is that
I played gacha games for like 10 years before Genshin Impact was a thing, buddy.
Okay, but Genshin did make him. True. FX7 made me, bro.
First time a lot of people
you know what made me?
And talk all the shit you will about gacha games.
Add the browser as a different capture. Fine. I wasn't gonna do it, but I'll fucking do it.
All right. Chat, who should we do as our background gameplay? Currency War. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna do Currency War, bro.
How we do it? Then I can put this here.
There we go.
And then I'll full screen Nikkei,
There we go.
Okay. And then I full screen
I'm already
Nikkei.
45, by the way.
Here we go.
Almost 50.
And now it's
almost
perfect,
50.
right, guys? Wait. And I'll have the video on my other monitor.
Oh shit, is that yo?
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, yeah. Alright, there we go. Yo, Connor, thank you so much for the
He's just
16
saying
months.
that's who he's talking to.
Right?
Okay.
V cards like basically cracked with this game. And
What
so
the hell?
hype,
Why are you saying it
FOMO,
that way?
The oohs and ahs,
Oh,
you know,
we do
when you
have,
play a gacha game at
Bako.
launch, it's climax. It's
Why is he saying all these
honeymoon phase
euphemisms?
is incredibly powerful.
Okay.
Gacha
So when you play a
videos
gacha
is
game for the
usually
first time,
quiet.
it's
Oh, was in the middle of a run? Just do elation?
Just do
Basically,
elation
this
for this
happened
one.
in
Alright, bet.
and it allowed
Alright, I'll
them
do
to
elation.
basically have kind of like a tunnel vision for ignoring the predator.
Well, keep in mind, one of the biggest facets for why people play gacha games, and I'm sure a lot of you guys can attest to that, is they're
Absolutely.
free.
They are free.
Like,
free is
literally,
really,
that's one of the
really
biggest reasons why people play gacha games is they're fucking free. And
Absolutely.
look, I'm just saying, there's no coincidence the fact that there's a lot of gacha players from Southeast Asia. I'm just saying, like, it's not a coincidence, right?
Southeast Asia.
There's an insane amount of players from countries where average cost of living is lower, and video games cost a lot in those countries, right? Like $70 if you had to buy, and you know, they did the recent Steam thing where they fucked over people who live in the Philippines.
Absolutely.
You know, where like you don't have the
Chat, is
regional
this
pricing.
volume
If you're
okay?
paying $70 in the Philippines, holy fuck,
I'm
is that expensive?
I'm trying to make sure
man,
the
for a
hedges
game.
outside not too loud.
Even countries
so you
like
can still hear
Australia,
you,
they have to
right?
pay like a bunch extra, right?
Way
Okay.
practices
Oh, mute
over
Gario.
alarming problems of what comes
Mute
with playing a
Gario.
gacha game.
Okay, fine.
And you were able to get away with these garbage practices as a developer because there also wasn't any other games to compare to
let me read this a
reference
bit louder.
in the mainstream space, especially
true
to
as well.
noobs who don't know anything about gacha games. You were able to get away with this,
All right.
basically.
This is such a funny
I mean,
reaction, bro.
I don't know what that really means.
I mean,
'cause
at the end of the day,
technically there
though,
are other gacha or other games
the end of
you
the
can
day-
compare it to that just don't have gacha. You know, just they're called normal games, not
Yeah.
gacha games. So
I agree.
I mean, there are normal games that aren't gacha.
Okay, here's the thing. The normal games that aren't gacha, here's what you do. You take a $70 game, and then you add gacha to it. Bam, you now have a gacha game. So people get to play those games that used to be $70 for $0 with a ton of pay-to-win bullshit. And
Or you play a real game that's also free without gacha. It's called League of Legends. Alright, real games, right? Where your only gameplay and your results are determined by your skill expression on the mastery of your micro and macro level competency, right? Yeah, God bless.
gacha
Riot.
pulls, right? That's just what it is.
Yep, absolutely.
But Also, in terms of like they could just get away with it because there wasn't anything to reference to.
It was also
not
COVID.
Correct either, because there were gacha games, tons of gacha games before Genshin Impact came out.
Lee
Genshin Impact is like as successful as it is, because as sad as it is to say, its gacha system at its time was one of the better. If you remember 2020 era, like and before 2020, like gachas still had zero pity gachas, a lot of them. So
okay, but they're all wait. He's saying zero pity gachas. Yeah, because they're all from Japan, bro. People still don't play those Japanese gachas. They're still bad. They're still constantly churning out shitty gacha games in Japan. They still are doing that. Like nothing's really changed there, in my opinion. It's just now we're adding in Chinese gachas, right? So I don't know if that's fully true what he's saying. I'm refuting Fob refuting Gacha Smack, but I'm also not agreeing with Gacha Smack here exactly. I'm not.
Okay, I am gonna refute Genesis refuting Fob refuting Gacha Smack. I think back in those days for Japanese gacha, right, they also had anti-predatory consumer laws. So one example is there was this thing in JP. Oh, this is like really for the unks, bro. Right? I will know you are an OG gacha player if you know what I'm talking about. There is this specific law for all JP gachas where you cannot force any forms of like set bonuses or like additional effects from completing a group of units. It is like one of the laws they have for every single JP gacha. So for example, right, if you have like something, if you get unit A plus unit B plus unit C, if you get these 3 units, you have like a plus 10% like buff or something like that. So that is apparently like illegal. So you can't have that. So they make it such that you're not forced to have a combination of different units for a single gacha game. So if I were to transcribe it into current modern day, right? If you think about it, are you really gonna play Mimo Slop without the Mimo Slop units? Are you really gonna play Aha Slop without the Aha Slop units? Bro, try playing Aha Slop without Yao Guan, bro. Right? So same but different.
I'm not exactly agreeing with Gacha Smack here, but what I'm trying to say is that
actually you can. Actually you can.
People actually don't compare
right? Yeah,
games to the previous games. You notice how everyone always compares stuff to Fate Grand Order, even though they don't even understand what Fate Grand Order is, right? Everyone always compares it to, though, right? Everyone always goes around comparing that shit, right? Everyone's always comparing to things that they've never even played, right? That's just kind of how it is, isn't it? Can we stop with this? My brain is actively getting fried. It's like a podcast. We're watching a podcast here, guys. Me, Smack, and Bob are all talking together, bro. We're watching a podcast.
This is the first gacha cast of 2026. They
got away with it because their systems were better than the ones that existed.
Bro, I think this is such a great system because they were all from like different times.
Well, I'm not saying that the systems aren't better than some of the systems that were there at the time. It is true
and we have like 20 different gacha games
has a better system.
Bro, look at this. Bro, Gacha Smack is talking to his camera. Fob is playing Zenless. Genesis is playing Nikkei, and I'm playing Goryo. Also, I'm getting absolutely fucking destroyed in Currency War. But yeah, it's really good.
Some of the Japanese gachas you see. But like, the reason it succeeded was not just because of that. It's also just because people literally did not know other gacha systems. Like, Genshin was the gateway drug of getting into gachas. Most people, I would say, that got into Genshin Impact had never played a gacha before. And obviously, there is like a large amount of people that had played ones previously, but still. I think that
okay, you know what? I don't
know if that. I think they're both right. You know what I mean? I think Smack and Fob both are making good points, but I don't think they're both fully right. I don't know. That's how I see it.
So, I mean, that point doesn't really hold water.
But then what happens? Time starts to go by, and these issues start to become more
Mr. Neutral?
alarming.
Well, no, I just think they both
Mr. Neutral
in that respective niche to play, because at that time it's not oversaturated. It's not a fragmentation at the point in time, right? So then Honkai Star Rail comes out, and that becomes the next cope for playing a gacha game that isn't Genshin Impact. That's going to be better. It's going to be different. Then you realize you're playing 2 gacha games.
Oh,
systems, right? So that same wallet is now having to spend just a little bit more money, even if they aren't spending as much money on one individual game. Combined with the spending on 2 games, and it's increasing. And everybody has a budget. Everybody only has so much money that they can spend on one individual gacha game, let alone 2, 3, or 4. But what happens is the space has to increase in volume and popularity, because if it doesn't, well, then you just have the same players spending the same money from their wallets. That's only going to carry you so far, right?
Absolutely.
And so what happens after this? Wuthering Waves comes out, the real Genshin killer.
I mean, yeah, this is the whole thing of like the gacha space has to continually add more players in, because otherwise you're spreading them thin amongst every single gacha. So that's why at some point there will be more games coming out than new players who are entering into it, and how many people are going to quit their old game for a new one. So you might just see games come out and fail instantly.
At least that's what they were being marketed.
Okay, if you really want to think about it, right? I feel like the gacha space, like market share, right? There's this concept called market share. I think the market share for gacha games, it's growing at a slower rate in which gacha games are being produced. So while there might be more players nowadays playing gacha games, there are like way more gacha games coming out to the point where you wouldn't have the same allocation of demand for the current existing supply you have on the market, right? So they're just
playing that game. Some of them leave Genshin.
Bro, look at the amount of gacha games just this year.
Others
the first half of 2026 is like legitimately quite insane compared to
a lot of players aren't coming into the space the way they did when the pandemic announced Genshin Impact. It's kind of just the same players circulating around and trying different gacha games. Well, this particular dynamic and pathing continues to happen, but it speeds up rapidly, as we know it. You know how the story goes. More and more gacha games start coming out. You got Chaos Zero Nightmare. You got Love in Deep Space. You've got Arknight's Infield. You've got Neverness to Everness. You've got many other.
Bro, Fob is literally just playing with YSG, bro. Is he even understanding what's going on?
But a lot of them are still.
Bro, literally just playing Zenless Zone without even commentating right now. Whereas I'm literally logged into what Gacha's may say.
Star Savior, which aren't even 50-50s. They might even be worse because you can keep pulling until you just hopefully get the character.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold up. Star Savior's system is actually kind of insane. Like, you...
Okay. Tourists. Shut the fuck up. I'm the real Star Savior guy, right? I've been global top rank 1 or rank 2 RTA for like 10,000 years ever since this game came out, right? Buckles did not even hit Eternium, by the way, right? I'm the only guy here qualified to say Stars. Personally speaking, Star Savior's gacha is great if you are a casual. If you don't care about the PvP, fantastic. But the moment you want to care about PvP, oh my god, bro. Having Living Break 3 on some of the characters, they're like not negotiable. It is like really, really quite low. And from my personal experience in Star Savior, the income, the amount of free pools you get is very, very little. So you could be like super ultra unlucky because even though it's 4% SSR rates, you could just be super fucking unlucky because there's no 50-50, right? It is the same system as Nikkei, but it's 4%. But the thing is, you really, really want those dupes if you're gonna be playing this as a competitive PvP game. And I would say Star Savior's biggest appeal is the RTA system. So from my experience playing Star Savior, this game is not that cheap, right? It's comparatively speaking not that
pretty
cheap.
Much.
So, unfortunately, Star Savior nowadays for me is like,
you get a lot of stuff in that one. Uma's system.
Yep.
I mean, okay, I've heard people say that Uma's system is generous now. Maybe it is. When it came out, it was the greediest motherfucker I've ever fucking seen. That shit was such a greedy bitch on launch, dude. That shit was so greedy. Maybe it's better now, I don't know. But holy shit, trying to get that Kitasan black card was so dog shit. It was terrible, man. It was so bad.
I mean, it's the same, right? It's the same. It's just that I think the only thing that changed with Uma Musume's gacha system, and okay, this is coming from a professional Uma LARPer, is that the pace of Uma Musume is a lot faster now. So you are less inclined to pull for each individual unit, and you can go by your days skipping the cards. Because like, what's the point of pulling a card if you're gonna get literally power crap in like a few months earlier than JP? So you wouldn't have as much incentive going for those cards when you can just wait for the next year and play again, right? So that is pretty much a big difference over here.
But one thing that's for certain is
except for Kitasan Black. Kitasan Black, it was like she was like an E1 tribute, right? She was like E1 tribute. Every other card is like
for that fragmentation, and
especially
it's not growing
scenario
fast
cards
enough compared to how
with these
many games coming
systems. And so what's one thing we learned as time goes by? I remember in the beginning, I tried to tell people so much.
I spent 1,200 for 2
how much money you're actually spending on these games is ludicrous that these companies are making too much money. And
bro, chat, I actually got MLB Tachyon free, by the way.
And people now understand.
My Uma guy managed to pull it for me. So with MLB Tachyon and LB2,
I think people still don't seem to understand and still think that gacha, the poor little gacha game companies need to make more money and they put in so much effort. I still think that there's way too many people that think that gacha games like, they need to make that money. Oh, but they put in so much effort. Look at how much they did the bare minimum.
Okay, actually,
oh my god.
Okay, for the chatters asking what the fuck's going on. This is our first gacha cast in 2026 featuring 4 Master Janazat and Gacha Smack React version. Thank you. Alright. Yo, Mod, tell me pin that. Just in case people are asking what the fuck is going on. This is the state of gacha games in 2026, right?
Like, there's still so much of that. Like, I still see so many people coping with that shit to try and defend their games. Like, I'm just saying, like, even some of the most generous gacha games.
He literally told me to watch his,
like, look, I'll like the game,
so yeah,
and I'll like that they're doing that stuff, but I'll still be like, bro, come on, you know? Like, you see the amount of money they make. It's like, are you putting in more effort than, like, every other game? I don't know about that.
You know, it's a glaring
if they don't read,
because they're starting to play all these different gacha games. Some of them are trying to manage multiples at once, and they're spending so much money. Why? One of the reasons, because of the 50-50 system. Losing it means spending a lot.
Oh, bro.
All right. We are talking about a 50-50, right? All right, yo, what's the bro? Okay, for each individual timestamp, like this is start, right? Like when there's a interesting topic that comes up, just help me insert a little timestamp. So this part is like the 50-50 system, right? The 50-50. All right, so we are gonna talk about the 50-50 system.
Any of these people have to blame is themselves, bro. Like, what? If you're spending tons of money on gacha games, there's no other, like, yes, you could blame the fucking companies for having 50-50s, but why are you playing fucking 4 glorified gambling casino simulators? You know, just fucking give up some.
You bought a $600 clock fob. What ground do you have to stand on? No, but okay, here's the thing. I blame the...
I know for a fact Jenna Z has a pure gold Statue of Liberty, except it's a Doro. Right, I'm not sure if he actually bought it, but it was like a limited edition Doro merch. So at the end of the day, if you have the money to spend, spend it however you want, right? I'm all good.
Companies, but I also actually blame the players. Because here's the thing, I get punished because of all these people.
Okay,
all these dumb fucks make me get punished, bro.
We're doing it today.
All of them defending and supporting these systems more and more, and constantly saying how they're good, is only fucking me over, bro. It's not like I can change that shit or something, right? Like, I don't have any power. I'm just some dude. So if everyone online is constantly defending that shit, I mean, that just makes my job harder. That just fucks me over, man.
Absolutely.
Have you tried what? Tried what? Am I gonna run for governor of Gacha? The fuck am I gonna do, man? I'm just a guy. I'm not even like a giant CC or anything. Yeah, it's Farmmaster's fault and it's $600 clock. No, but I don't know, man. It's just kind of like, look, I spend money in these systems as well, so like I am supporting it by doing that, right? Although to be fair, I'm actually not usually spending money on the gachas that I really hate the systems of. To be fair, I'm actually usually not doing that. It's usually
I would, first of all, shout out to Oilers, bro. But Oilers are the lifeline of gacha streamers, and it's not just me. Right, it's not just me, right? Jenna Z has his Aries, right? I don't know who the hell are fourth masters Oilers, but like, bro, shout out to the Oilers, bro, right?
Only spending money in the games that I actually am fine with, but anyways, Mayoi, thanks for your summer 17 months.
Let's go for
you do not need to play 4 of them, you know, or 5 of them, or more, you know? I can do it because it's my fucking job, right? But like, I can tell you, back when I was not a streamer and I played like 4, 5, 6 fucking gacha games, brother, the paychecks were tight. The paychecks were tight. I'm not kidding. When I say back in the day, I worked a second job so I could fucking afford a living while
Fob is like crazy.
Playing all the gacha games.
Awesome. Like, he's a crazy person.
I was like swiping in so many gacha games. On top of that, I was also swiping on fucking MMOs. And like need to pay rent, need to eat food, all that stuff, right? And keep the lights.
Bob is so fucking lucky.
Holy shit, 2 stars ever. Okay, I don't know even.
I mean, like, I am too, but he was just living a lifestyle that was not sustainable. like, look, I'm lucky, but in a different way. He's lucky because he spent more. He spent outside of his means, dude. He was spending too much.
He is spending way.
He was going. He was spending way too much compared to how much he had. Like,
absolutely.
Yeah, I'm lucky, but like, I'm lucky in a different sense where at least I would probably be spending within my means, man. He's a crazy person with how he spends. Like,
absolutely crazy.
He's like, savings? What the fuck is that? Who needs a 401k? Who needs any of the, like, what the hell is a bank account, bro?
I am absolutely certain Fob actually does not spend that much money after living with bro. Like, I don't think he's that irresponsible with money. Like, people meme about it, but he is I would say he's comfortable, right? He's in a very, very comfortable position, if I can say so. Yeah, but back in those days, that's a little bit more concerning. Also, Porsche, do we go for 2-star Yao Guang, or rather 2-star Lingsha? Because I feel like I'm gonna dump bro like the moment I dump bro, right? Who should even be our elation sustain, by the way? I don't even know who is our elation sustain. No, don't use Lingsha. Hui, use Hui. We actually use Hui. We actually use Hui and Fuxuan. Okay. Okay, I'll try to find the oh, Nova. Bro, I would love to try using Nova on my Bob, bro. Cause Bob actually has a E2 Himeko, but like we haven't even used bro in our E2 Himeko. Also, where the fuck is Evanesia, bro? Bro, I have a 2-star Spark C before Evanesia. Okay, wait, let me kill this, run this, get me this, and then we bring this bro up, right? Okay, all right, let's
I just spend that shit as I get it. Like, I don't know, he does it in such a crazy way. I don't even know how.
It's on. So I was fucking
he could have a house
job because I needed to, you know? But like, that's a personal choice, you know? Like, I'm not sitting there and being
they're
like,
all
man,
personal choices,
all these
right?
fucking games I'm playing, why are they so predatory? Meanwhile, like, keeps playing them. Like, brother, like...
Well, wait. But doesn't Fob think that they're predatory, but then also still plays them? I don't know. I feel like you can think they're predatory and fucked up and still play them and enjoy them, but just acknowledge the flaws, right?
At that point, you just fucking drop some or quit.
Yeah, he's
like,
too rich to care.
You can't blame the companies at a certain point, right? You can blame them for making predatory games, sure. But like, if you blame them but keep playing them, that's your fault at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
You can't blame the companies and be like, I'm gonna keep playing though. Like, okay, at that point, then it's your fault, all right? Like, you are clearly well aware that these companies are giving you shit, and then you're still eating it, then it's your fault. There's nobody else to blame. Like, you can't.
Well, I think you can think that games can be better. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You can think that games can be better, and you can dislike aspects of a game that you really enjoy but keep playing it. So I think it's a mixture. Like, you are eating shit and complaining about it, that's true. But also, you can play a game and really like it, but just dislike aspects of it, you know?
Can't say anything else, you know?
A lot more money than you're comfortable with spending. And nobody wants to feel like they lost trying to acquire a character. Spending money to acquire a character.
Listen, I'll say this, all right? You know the easiest answer to what Gacha Smack is saying here? All right, I'll say this. If you have a gacha game where you've lost an obscene amount of 50-50s, just quit. It wasn't meant to be. You
actually, no, actually real, dude. There's some games that are just fucking cursed. Quit that shit.
Okay, so basically, I'm on my way to quitting Nikkei, bro. Because Nikkei really don't like me, bro. I don't think I've been this unlucky on a gacha game besides Nikkei. I don't know why Nikkei doesn't like me, but like, Nikkei does not like me, bro. Why, chat? Bro, if I didn't re-roll for that Summer Cinderella, bro, my Nikkei account is done, bro.
Install that shit. The moment you lose too many 50-50s, actually just uninstall. Some of these games are straight up fucking cursed.
Meant to be. It was just not. It's not
is
faded.
not meant to be.
I've heard some people that lost like 12
The game
50-50s in a row and like,
and
I don't even know how it's possible.
If the game wanted to keep you around, it wouldn't fucking have you lose that many fucking 50-50s.
The game doesn't care about you, bro.
Some of you motherfuckers I do viewer polls for, and you show me your history, and you've lost 14 50-50s in a row. Brother, quit, man. Why are you still playing that? That's just fucking cock and ball torture.
Okay, what if they like it, though? What if they like Zenless Zone Zero? Right? What if they like Genshin Impact? I feel like at the end of the day, if you're gonna like a game, but you just keep losing, maybe the game doesn't like you back, right? But you are a slop enjoyer, right? You love eating slop anyways. So if there's not gonna be another closed market substitute for you, then what the fuck are you gonna do? Okay, I think there's one very huge thing as to why it's not that easy to quit a gacha and keep losing. It is your friends. It's your community. For example, right? I'm willing to say a lot of casual gacha players, if they didn't have a community where they can share their roles, share their pools, share their endgame content, share what the fuck they're doing, I think it is way easier to quit the game. So for example, right, if players in God Real of my community versus players of what's a fucking Grand Blue Fantasy. I'm not even sure if anyone in my community plays Grand Blue Fantasy. Between both groups, I would say it's probably easier to quit Grand Blue Fantasy just because there are like less people to actually share your experiences with. And I think that would definitely hold a huge part in your gacha.
No lie,
experience.
I consider quitting a gacha after one 50-50 loss. If I'm not having a ton of fun with the game and I lose one 50-50, I actually consider quitting right then and there. I'm like, do I want to keep playing? Like, I have to enjoy the game enough to want to keep playing after losing a single 50-50. I have to think about like, is it worth it? So like, it depends on which
50-50 is legit rookie.
Come on, dude. Just fucking move on, all right? Like, that's ridiculous.
Self-preservation kicking in, fight or flight.
But like, that's different. You can't compare me to the average fucking person
fight or flight,
bro. To fucking play these games, you know?
Okay.
Like,
I have a lot of items. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with all these items.
You know, so like,
okay, wait. I will say this though. He's saying he's paid to play them, which is true. But you're not paid to spend all of this money though, Fob. They don't say in the sponsor brief must spend $8,000 on Uma Musume. That's not like. That isn't part of the brief. I don't know. Maybe it is. I mean, I don't have his same sponsor brief, maybe. But I'm just saying, like, you're not exactly paid to spend all that money. I don't think they tell you to.
He likes it, bro.
It's not the same, right?
He likes it.
See, he is paid.
I think the only sponsor I've ever lost money on is Star Savior. I actually spend more on Star Savior than I earn on Star Savior.
But also, there's people who happen to want
maybe
to play them.
Bit
so I don't really like lose out
maybe a
as
bit
like
lesser.
an average
but
person,
that is the
right?
closest I've got to losing.
No, an average person makes 0 money off
in a row, man. Listen, I'm gonna keep it a buck, chat. I've had the gacha games way in the past that I used to play, and people who know me from way back when, like 2016, 2017, 2015, back then, they know there are gachas that treated me like dog shit, and I fucking flat out uninstall, quit them, cold turkey. Okay? Because at a certain point, you have to understand this game just ain't for you. All right? God Himself is intervening and being like, bro, quit this shit. And you're like, all right,
it's a divine sign.
I see you. I'm out of here. Like, you know?
In and of itself is a fool's errand. It's foolish, but it's also a part of the gacha culture. And that's a battle I gave up on a long time ago. However, it's foolish. Loss, spending a lot more money than you're comfortable with spending. And nobody wants to feel like they lost trying to acquire a character.
It's a common thing in Asia to spend more money than
in and of itself
should be on
is a fool's errand. It's foolish, but it's also a part of the gacha culture. And that's a battle I gave up on a long time ago. However, if you could choose to have a 50-50 system or not have a 50-50 system,
you know what?
Say
I'm gonna say it kind of depends, bro. Like whether people in Asia spend more money than people in the West. I feel it's more so like there are less people in the West actually playing gacha games compared to Asia. But it's like the expenditure per capita versus total expenditure. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm pretty sure the West has like way more purchasing powers. Like whales from the West, like their earning power is already significantly higher than Asia anyways, right? Because they get paid in USD compared to like JPY or like third world countries. But like, I think the West just doesn't have as much people playing gacha games. So those that actually do play gacha games in the West, they would probably spend a significant amount of money. It is just there are way more players in Asia actually playing gacha games. So yeah, it's just like a different, it's a different market demographic.
Maybe nowadays, maybe the majority of people.
I'm pretty sure people in the West play like League or like Veteran.
I don't know.
So probably drop more money there.
I feel like it's always kind of been that
like
people
CS:GO,
would say
all
yes,
that kind of
50-50.
It's just different ways of gambling.
But maybe after, you know, like some other games like NTE and other things come out and people see them, they go, wait, this is a good system.
Less
maybe,
anime. I mean,
maybe it has been slowly shifting.
Anime is like
the other way around, which is really good if that's true. But
yep.
It also depends on how you budget. If you're the type of person who doesn't go out drinking or gaming as your only hobby, then spending on a gacha isn't that crazy. So, like, I've literally worked with people who they were broke as shit. Like, they were fucking broke, right? They were making, like, not exactly minimum wage, but, like, they were making, like, not that much money, and they would be going out clubbing and buying a bunch of weed and buying the new iPhone every year and all that shit. So, like, there are definitely people that were just basically forcibly making themselves more poor. And, you know, if you think about it, that could be the same playing a gacha game.
I think there was this phase in my life that was basically me. Like, I was hella normie when I was in my uni days. To be fair, I played. It's like, okay, my life span, right? I started with like RTS. So StarCraft 2. Then I got into League. So I was not a day one gacha game player. But then I started dabbling more into gacha games a little bit here and there. But like, I think my last gacha game was Dragalia Lost. Then after Dragalia Lost, I probably started playing Monster Hunter Freedom Unite. I never got into Genshin Impact. Because the time for Genshin Impact was around COVID, which is also around the time where, like, before COVID happened, I was being a straight-up college normie. So, like, drinks, clubbing, like, raving. You know what's raves? Fucking drinking every other weekend, bro. That was a very different phase of life back in those days,
right?
Right?
Is like, maybe you're not making a ton of money and then you spend a shitload of money on a gacha game. Like, it's the same shit, just it looks different, right? There's people that will literally be like, oh, what, you spend money on these gacha games? That's so stupid. And then they collect like sneakers that just sit on a shelf that they're never going to sell, that are just completely pointless. Or they buy a bunch of Pokemon cards that eventually lose value when apparently Japan is considering reprinting every single Pokemon set to destroy the entire market. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, people like to waste money on all sorts of stupid shit. So it's kind of just the same mindset, but for like a different medium, right? Which is gacha games, right?
What? Now we're living in a gacha space where developers are competing for more time
some kind of gacha space.
We're going for 3 Firestorm,
increasing in volume enough to overcompensate for oversaturation.
Because I don't know what the hell am I doing.
The variables compound on top of each other. Now you get a very competitive
too many fucking
future gacha games now have to give you better incentives, better monetary incentives and practices,
which is great. It's so good.
Games and dynamics. So that you want to try their game.
2 Firestorm, 1
the game you're playing, or try to squeeze in their game.
Oh my god, shut up, dude. His donation.
Game you're playing.
Oh wow.
Shut up, Forbit. Do you know you're donating to a fucking billionaire? Oh my god, bro. You should donate to real streamers like twitch.tv/MrPokke with $10 in bank on, bro.
Way more accessible and
oh my goodness, unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
I actually disagree.
Really?
I only think of the games that you see that are doing that and following this phenomenon are doing it because they know they can't compete bar for bar. I think the games who are giving you guarantee.
Well, isn't that the whole point? You can't compete if you just come in with the same exact gacha system, because why would people swap to your new game than the old game? Isn't that kind of agreeing with what Smack's saying? They have to be more generous because there's not new players coming in, so to be able to get players from other games, you need to be more generous because then it's competing.
I feel like generosity is like not really like the end all be all for the new games in a gacha. there needs to be way more than just generosity. Because you could have a gacha game. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna give you 1,000 summons on launch. I mean, Star Saver technically did that, right? 1,000 summons on launch. But if the game is gonna be end, then it's just gonna be end, bro. Right? It needs to like appeal to a. It needs to appeal to a market demographic that has not yet been captured by the current existing established developers, and that pool is just gonna shrink every single year because there are just way too many gacha games. So generosity is not really just the only factor nowadays.
With the other thing is you like literally can't compete one for one, because why would someone quit their game to play your game if your game is as ungenerous as that one, right?
Yep.
He's talking about quality.
Okay, yo, for example, right, yo, chat. Theoretically speaking, bro, if there ever gonna be another like turn-based game on the same scale as HSR, because okay, I'm not even glazing Goryo, but Goryo is the only turn-based game that's like of this scale, right? Are there any other turn-based game on the same scale as Goryo? Probably not. So until that game eventually happens, like I don't think I'm gonna be like having that big of a all-in compared to Goryo, bro. ETR restart, bro. Let's just
he better not be talking about quality. Yes, the high quality of Genshin Impact. No, that like. Come on, we're not talking about quality here. There's definitely more to it than that, right? He's saying they're bad quality, bro. Like, come on, dude.
Honestly,
yes, the pinnacles of quality, like Fate Grand Order and Genshin Impact, and like, come on. Like, is quality really the difference here? Look, here's the reality. You can make let's pretend that you just make a higher quality version of another game. Is everyone going to go play your game? No. Of course not. Well, some people, sure.
It depends.
But like, if you just make a higher quality...
Okay, I mean, if you think about it, no slander, but okay, this entire gacha cast, slander or no slander, it is peace, love, and happiness, right? We could say things as slander, but we'll keep it like hella professional, right? We'll keep it hella professional. Watering Waves basically improved or tried to improve on what Genshin Impact did, because there were no other open world gacha games on that scale compared to Genshin Impact, and they turned out really, really well, right? They carved out a niche for themselves. They have their established group of audience, and they were essentially kind of like 大同小异, right? It's like open world with like a brand new combat system that were able to offer players who wanted more than the Genshin element of reaction. So having games to just improve it a little bit is sometimes just gonna be enough for you to push
version of another game. It's not like everyone's gonna jump over to play that game. That's just not really how things work. Wouldn't you agree? It's like pretty rare for that to happen. People would rather stay with what they're used to and with what they know and they like and they've invested time into. Yeah, sunk cost fallacy as well, right?
T character, guarantee weapon, stuff like that.
I'm actually at a very, very opposite perspective here. I actually like playing new games, because if I keep playing the old game over and over, unless that old game is legitimately like so fun, like Goryo, not sponsored by the way, I will grow more bored of it. I don't have a sunk cost fallacy in gacha games as much. So it's a lot more like practical for me. Like if the game is just not fun, okay, it is what it is. Even though I spend like Epic 7, all that kind of stuff, like I spend a lot more, right? Like Uma Musume, bro, I think we dropped like what, almost a band for Kira-san Black, right? But nowadays it's like I can be way more casual. I shout out to my EAMs, but I am able to not be as locked in. Whereas if a new game comes out, it would actually excite me more to see what that new game has to offer. If the new game doesn't have to offer anything that's like as substantial, then it is what it is. But at least I try for myself. All right, so that one.
Because they know straight up, if they put everything down on the table, they can't compete against companies like Kuro and Hoyo. Honestly, I'd even put fucking like Griffline and like, you know, those old timeless fucking companies who have been there for gacha. I don't think they can. If you put some of these games, put like a trajectory of like 2-3 years down the road that are doing these, their numbers are not going to be competing against Hoyo or Kuro or, you know, any of those top dogs, right? It's just,
I mean, that's true.
Kuro literally has a 50-50 character banner. What do you mean?
Fantastic.
Okay, yeah, but they did make a better system and it doesn't have weapon 50-50. Kuro Games literally did exactly what Smack is talking about, where they made like a better system because, you know, you kind of need to compete. Like, if Wuthering Waves had come out and it had the exact same gacha system as Genshin Impact, which is the game that, you know, it's taken from, it would have been, like, panned. Like, people would have been trashing it even harder than they were, right?
I mean, he kind of
obviously it had a rough launch, but, like, people, like, a big aspect for why people would, like, be saying great things about WoA and giving it a chance is because it was more generous. And
where is my Evanescence, bro? Right? Oh my fucking
and because,
God,
like, you know, separating the weapon pulls in that way and you get some free ones and no 50-50. That's like a big aspect of it. I 100% believe this, even though it still has 50-50.
Yeah. Weapon? Oh, true, bro. Because they have guaranteed weapon, that suddenly makes their 50-50 character banner not exist. If you want to talk about that, right? It's smart of Kuro to change up on the formula a little bit and make the weapon guaranteed to attract even more people, right? Because let's be honest, what is one of the most bastard dog shit fucking mechanics Hoyo has ever created? Their fucking travesty of a weapon system, right? So like, it's if anything, it's smart that Kuro keeps the 50-50 character, but then adds a little bit of...
Wait, I feel like Fob is just agreeing with Gacha Smack here. Am I crazy? I feel like he's literally just agreeing that it's like...
It depends.
Yeah, so they made the system because...
it depends.
It attracts players.
Wait, Chad, give me 1 second, bro. I'm gonna play this like background, cozy, favorite music. I think it will add a lot more to the atmosphere. Favorite BGM. Okay, yeah, you were saying.
Made a better system, right? Isn't that like... I feel like he was saying he was disagreeing at the start, but I think he's kind of just agreeing, unless I'm incorrect here.
Different things, right? Isn't that his argument? Okay, that, but I'm sorry, man. A lot of the other games that have come out post fucking WUA are
Thank you, Fobs Chat. Good job, Fobs Chat. I'm just saying, Fobs Chat, good work.
Like, it's
okay, also, wait. Hold up. He's saying the quality's not there. Look. WUA started as an ugly duckling, and then it turned into a beautiful swan. Bro, the quality was not there in WUA 1.0. I'm just saying, okay? And they had a really rough start, and they got a long time until 2.0 as an opportunity to truly turn into what they are now. I'm just putting that out there. I'm just saying that, like, you know, if all games get that same amount of time, who knows? We'll see what happens, right?
Okay, Wuthering Waves, right? I still remembered the early days of Wuthering Waves back then. I don't think it was that ugly, like, graphically speaking. It was more so on, like, performance and how the in-game's UI was like. But I think the game actually looked pretty good for its launch. I think the bigger issues with early days of Wuthering Waves were, like, the optimization. I think that was the biggest. The ENVA was a little bit weird. I didn't like the story. Fuck Jingzhou. And I guess how the ecosystem works before we even had like all those different things that they improved on, right? Those are like the bigger issues with Wuthering Waves. So it was not like completely like, oh my god, fuck this fuck ass game, and like it's actually like bad. But like for some device, it was like legitimately like unplayable. Like I was running on 4080 back then, but I crashed 3 times on stream, bro. And it wasn't even like the game crashed. My whole PC crashed 3 times on stream, and I have to restart the PC while playing Wuthering Waves day one. That was like,
yeah, and remember how hard people shit on Wuthering Waves when it came out, and for like a while, right? Like WUA was getting like hard trashed by people, right? And also think about how much WUA has grown. In 1.0, like sure, it was popular, but like think about how much bigger it is since 2.0 as well.
My CPU,
right?
my specs
like the game really grew hard later on. It took a bit, but they really did. So like,
I can't remember.
I think it's a little unfair to say like, oh, you know, look at the quality. Well, the quality now is great, sure, but like when it launched, it had a rough start, which is, I mean, it's pretty impressive they were able to do that. You know what I mean?
You know, objectively right now, I think the gacha with like the best 1.0 so far is probably Enfield. I think Enfield had a really good 1.0 relative to like all of its different terms. It was only like the 0.1 and 0.2s where the content started becoming like boring. Then that's like, ah man, this game is so fucking boring. But that first initial launch with like the whole new factory system, the graphics, right, everything, I think that was pretty good.
Like if
and it had insane optimization.
Remember when they doxed JP players?
Absolutely insane optimization. Like Anvil's on my phone
right now,
optimized better than
I think Fob's being actually a little unfair here. He's saying like NTE, bro.
Oh, well, Jam.
I can't believe I'm saying this. NTE's 1.0. I would kind of say it was better than WUA's 1.0. Am I weird for thinking that? I think even though Togito fucking sucks major dick. Am I crazier thinking that WUA 1.0, like, it ran worse, it had like way more issues, it had the patch 1.2, which was like one of the roughest patches I've seen in the kind of these open world games. Like, he's not talking about 1.0 here. Well, I understand that, but like, I mean, I understand you should compare the current day thing with another thing, but he's saying, okay, so like, what I'm trying to say is that a game can become so much better given time to compete with it, and that WUA was given that time, and that some of these other games might be given that time too to grow into this. And he's saying that like they don't have the same quality, but what I'm saying is WUA didn't have that same quality, and it was able to make it work eventually, right? So I'm saying like even though right now they might be worse, and let's pretend for argument's sake that WUA 1.0 was worse than its competition, right? Well, it was able to make it work over time. So maybe some of these other games that are supposedly lower quality will be able to make it work, is my point. That's what I'm trying to say. Even though, keep in mind, you should always compare current day to current day, right? So if you release a game, you're not going to technically be comparing it to WoW 1.0. You're going to be comparing it to Wuthering Waves 3. Whatever, right? That's how you're going to compare them. Why would you look at 1.0? That doesn't really matter anymore. But the reason why I'm comparing it in this way is I'm saying, given time, maybe some of these games will be able to do the same thing that WoW is able to do.
This game sucks ass, bro.
I mean, time will tell, but I'm just trying to say, like, in terms of quality's sake, maybe the quality will ramp up similar to how WoW did that. That's all I'm trying to say. WoW had an amazing foundation. I mean, the story was terrible in 1.0. The visuals were way worse than they are now.
Stella Sora. Bro, Stella Sora was like, I think they got robbed, honestly. The gacha remains till this day. Personally speaking, I think one of the best gacha systems. If you take away the gacha system for the arcs, like the little drive discs, because you can just use the event one anyways as a free to play, alright? But like, it is the only game where you could get 2 rate ups guaranteed at 100 and what? 40, 160, 120. Because you guaranteed 1 at 120, right? No matter what. Yeah. So okay, you get 2 rate ups and 120, which is like kind of crazy, bro. All right, I think that is probably like the best gacha system, and I don't even know what happened at the start where it made people like say like Stella Sora's gacha was like the worst, because it's just
to rewrite the entire story in a short amount of time. Like, I would almost say the foundation for WoW wasn't that good, which is why it's even more impressive that it got to the point it did today.
Okay, the people that were dooming Stella Sora because they took more gacha currency is literally like saying, bro, this bowl of ramen in Japan costs like 1,000 yen. But I buy my bowl of ramen in US for $10 US. And if 1,000 is bigger than 10, therefore the 1,000 yen ramen is more expensive. Like, it literally just doesn't fucking make sense, bro. Right? That is like the entire using gacha currency as a means to measure whether or not the gacha is better is completely fucking nonsensical.
I don't know. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
I would
say that the foundation is more than 10. Therefore, that is gonna be more expensive.
Overhaul it into such a voice acting wasn't good, music wasn't good, visuals were like solid, but like nothing crazy. Like, story wasn't good. Like, it had none of these aspects that it has today. Now all of these things are good. Now all these things are really good. Music was banger. You think the music in 1.0 was banger, bro? It had like 1 to 2 songs maybe, right? I don't know.
All right, but I think the music remember the so songs in Wuthering Waves 1.0.
I'm literally saying that it's impressive that they were able to take this and polish it into the gem it became later, right? That's like nice. A big deal that they were able to do that. That's more impressive than just having an all-right product. Having a good product, you know what? And making a great...
Rena Sita was a better update than Laharoi. Fuck Laharoi. Okay,
product
not fuck
is less impressive
Laharoi,
than having a meh product and turn it into a great product. It's a lot more effort.
The whole Carter Dia main push, ooh, that was the shit, bro.
I don't know, man.
That was the shit.
I think it wasn't as bad as you're saying, but it's also a personal opinion.
Cart.
It had a lot of issues on launch, man. It had a lot of problems.
NTE is a fun game, right? There's lots of side shit that's fun, but like, bro, bar for bar, if I put NT next to Wuthering Waves, it's not even close. It's not even close, man.
Okay, I agree and disagree. I agree that I think WoW is probably a better, higher quality product. But the part that I disagree on here is that I think NTE is trying to go for some different things as well. And I think that he's way more, he wants combat, right? And NTE is definitely not going for combat. It's definitely going for like lifestyle, mini games, all that kind of stuff.
It's a lot more like
going way
the slice of life. Like, so if WoW was like a Jujutsu Kaisen kind of anime, right? Like action, shonen, JJK, Ra, aura farming, then NT will a little bit be like Koro Soba Dragon Maid or something like that. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's less so focused on like the combat itself, but more so on like the dating.
So just personal preference in some ways, right? Like if it was the other way around and Wuthering Waves was all mini games, it was like only about mini games and had mech combat, I think you might actually appreciate it.
Which game is more
combat, you know? NTE combat is still pretty fun, TBH. It's okay. I think NTE's combat is okay. But here's the thing. Here's the thing about it. I kind of just would like it if there was never a gacha game ever again with swap-slop combat gameplay, unless it was at least as good as WoW was. You see, that's the thing. I hate that every game is making the same combat, and then it's just not as good as WoW was. It's like, why are you bothering making this style when it's already been done better? I'm fine with games copying other things if they improve and innovate on it. The problem is so many games are copying it and just doing it worse. And I just go like, okay, well, what's even the point? That's why I'm fine with the fact that Wuthering Waves copied so many things in Genshin Impact. I'm like, okay, so they're taking the same thing, and in my opinion, I think they're doing them better. But if you're going to take the same things and then do it worse, then why, what's the point? Like, you should instead try and do something different if you're not going to make it better. Otherwise, it's kind of just Like everyone's just going to compare it to the better thing and look at it that way and say like, well, why is this exist?
I'm indifferent about it.
It seems very
I don't
strange
really like
I don't really understand that. Well, Enfield combat is actually unique, like, even if you don't like it. It is different than swap gameplay. You think story and characters are more important for gachas than gameplay? I think if you look at general fan bases, I would say yes. I would say characters and story are probably more important for making money. Do I think it makes a game better? No, I think the gameplay is what matters. And I think you know, other people, I think Fob would agree, for instance. Like, the characters and the story don't matter nearly as much as the gameplay. But I would say for many players, especially casual players, they probably care more about the story and characters than anything.
I would say it's like both. It is both. Story matters a lot when it comes to developing those characters. And then you want to try and use those characters you like because of the story and make them good in the gameplay. For example, why the hell do you think so many people give a damn if Firefly is tier 3 or tier 0? Do you think people will give a fuck if Firefly was created like Boot Hill? Fuck no, bro. Right? Look at how nobody gives a flying fuck about Boot Hill nowadays. Right? I'm not saying that like I hate Boot Hill, but like writing and story does impact on how the character plays, eventually going into their meta relevancy, which is basically gameplay, right? So you need like a good enough story to sell these characters to the fan base, and then the fan base will then take that, oh my god, I want to make my waifu tier 0. And then how do I make her tier 0, right? The gameplay that I'm using my waifu in to basically prove to everyone that she is a good unit, right? So it kind of needs.
Don't get me wrong, driving around.
What about Saber?
Racing is fun, stuff like that. It's all fun. Is good. No, Mongol Star Dive. Mongol Star Dive. Yep. Listen, I'm not promoting war. It's not that. It's just you have to understand that some of these games, I think the developers directly offset their inability to fight these other companies and brands face-to-face with quality by giving basically quality of life. And it works. It does work. But I think they're forced to do that because they don't have the resources to produce something that's just gonna be astronomically better, you know? Because at this point, right, what is realistically gonna get people away from Genshin, Wuha, and like ZZZ, and like that camp of people, right, players? What's gonna get people out of that? It's literally gonna be,
oh my god, evidence.
The fucking next, I don't know, the greatest gacha game ever, right? And that's his point. Listen, I think his point is that this is an industry trend. I don't think it's an industry trend. I think it's just fucking, it's a trend amongst companies that don't have the means to compete at the top. But it's not a trend towards like, I don't think it's a trend that I would expect the people who are already at the top to follow through on. Look at
when you're at the top, you can treat your players like trash and they'll just accept it. That's just how things are. You don't have to take any risks. You don't have to innovate. You don't have to give good changes. You don't have to do anything at your top. You can just be complacent, sit on your laurels, and do nothing. That's really just how it is. That's what Genshin Impact does. I mean, literally, like, this isn't even like, and you might say, okay, you hate Genshin or whatever, but it's literally just a fact. Genshin and Love and Deep Space do not have to treat their players well. They can say, hey guys, here's the new patch, here's the quality of life. You can now search the mailbox. And people go, what the fuck? We've been asking for these other basic features for years. And they just go, fuck you, eat shit. Like, eat my fucking ass. They can just say that because it's like, what are you gonna do about it? You gonna play another game? No, you aren't. You're fucking in love with this game. It's the biggest game. You're in love with it. You're not gonna change anything. That's literally just how it is. Now, Love and Deep Space did that for too long, and they got fucked. But to be fair, okay, some of you guys might disagree. Love and Deep Space treats its players way worse than Genshin even does. Love and Deep Space treats its players like, imagine if the story of Genshin was still on 1.0. Or like it was on 1.3, or like you're in Inazuma or something. That's basically how Love and Deep Space was treating its players. It's like, yeah, we'll make a new story, like, I don't know, every year and a half or something. Maybe we'll make a story or something like that. Go pay up, pull the new banner. That's pretty much how they treated their players. They treated them like literal trash. It's crazy how bad they treated them. Because they're like, oh, you're gonna play another Boy Otome game? No, you're not, dude. There's none. There's only these shittier ones that are not as good as ours in terms of quality. Sorry, buddy. Yeah, they went giga greed.
Okay, you know what? I think this probably holds true more last time compared to now. They probably have a bit more leeway when it comes to like quality of life and whether or not devs listen. But I think in 2026, no gacha company can be like, okay, you know what, fuck the players and just like screw them over backwards. Because the choices now in 2026 is legitimately a lot more compared to back in those days. Like maybe in 2022 or 2023, when you only had like those few games and like the only big mainstream gacha games will come from Hoyo, yeah, maybe, right? But like now because there are like so many more different gacha games in the market and they can fulfill a lot of different niches, right? So for example, you like open world gacha, but there's not just open world gacha in Genshin anymore. There's Wuwa, right? There's gonna be Silver Palace coming out, NTE, Ananda is not even out yet, right? They have all these other things. So you can't really always just treat players the same level of like, let's just say for example, stinginess, right? Like unwillingness to give players the benefit, because competition in 2026 is definitely way more compared to back in those days. Also, Jenna Z failed a stage, but Mr. Godreal has not failed a single stage in Currency War, and we're still going strong, right?
Arknight's Enfield, right? Does Arknight's Enfield follow that trend of what Gacha Smack is saying? I don't think so.
Arknight's Enfield has an advantage though, because it's kind of a dynasty. You know what I mean? Arknight's Enfield is it has an IP that allows it to do whatever it wants. If Arknight's Enfield was not such a big IP, because like if you go to China, for instance, the amount of fan creations, merch, all that kind of stuff for Arknights, it's like as much as Genshin Impact. Does it make as much money as Genshin? Maybe not, but like, bro, there is so much merchandise and other stuff for Arknights in China. It's unbelievably popular there. It's completely crazy how big it is, actually. Like, you really can't underestimate that.
If Wuthering Waves 1.0 came out in 2026, I don't think it would have the same amount of leeway to have where they stand from compared to their launch last time. But then again, if Wuthering Waves were to come out like 2 years later, right, it wouldn't be the same game anymore because they would have 2 more years to develop that game. So this hypothetical scenario, it would never happen, because why would this game remain the exact same in 2026 compared to 2024, right? So maybe if Wuwa in 1.0 came out now, it would have been like way better of a game for a 1.0 game compared to the 2024 game. Because technology and like developers, they are always like improving, right? They're always innovating anyways. Whether or not you like or don't like the state of the game as it is.
Power of Arknights. So I think because of that, Arknight's Enfield is basically allowed to do whatever it wants, because it's built on the back of that IP. I mean, it's similar, I would say, to what Hoyoverse is. Hoyoverse can do whatever they want because they have the reputation from the beginning of like Genshin Impact. I mean, I'm not gonna say Honkai 3rd, okay? I'm sorry, most people don't know what the fuck.
Okay, I'm not even glazing Godreal because I'm advertised, but I have to glaze Godreal for a moment. If you think about it, right, there really is just no close substitute for Godreal in it. Bro, there's no close substitute for Godreal. Because it is the turn-based full PvE game with its mainstream audience focused on story, and they have all these other things. But yet, despite that, Godreal is Godreal, right? Despite not having any other like for example, if you think about it, Genshin Impact does have competition with a lot of different open world games, right? And I'm not just talking about Wuthering Waves, right? But Godreal, who are the competition, bro? Who? And we still have so many free 5 stars, Nova Flare, quality of life, and as a complete free-to-play, you can Quadra, Zero Cycle, or normally arbitration, right? So, holy shit, I love
Honkai 3 even is. But they're built upon the back of that, so they're kind of able to do whatever they want, right? So I think that kind of gives them like a lot of power, you know? Also, I think this fight is the worst thing of all time. I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. I literally can't kill this guy in the back. This guy is literally not dying. I need like only machine guns. This is the worst fight of all time. I can't use my normal team. I need only machine guns.
Oh my god, he is getting cooked in a Nikkei stage, guys. Is that what Power looks like in Nikkei? Yeah. Holy shit, we only have 15 minutes into the video chat. So we're 30% in, guys. We're 30% in.
The companies
that's good.
Who are established are doing that. And when that's the case, I don't think that's an industry move. I think it's just a move by people who need to at the bottom or at the, the middle tiers. The top dogs are the ones that actually determine like what the real trend towards the industry should be. I think it's an underdog move. I think doing like the whole, guaranteed weapon plus guaranteed character, no 50-50 thing is like, it's something that the underdog company is going to do to try to like, get a piece of the pie, but they're not going to be fighting for like the large lion's share of the pie. They're just fighting for their little slice, right? So until we see like Hoyoverse come out with a guaranteed character, no 50-50.
Well, okay, no, but I think this is unfair because there's just too many brainwashed fans that are just a fan of a company, bro. If the new gacha just dicks you fucking down and turns you into a bottom, they're fine with that, man. It doesn't even matter what the fuck it does.
And I'm not talking about like
care.
fake
At a certain
Hoyo
point,
shows,
some people...
but like actual Hoyo shows. And like we keep saying, oh my god, we are a Hoyo show, or like we are a Cruel Ball or a Hypergrid, right? But like we all know at the end of the day, it's just Slender, right? But there are like legitimate Hoyo shows out there and Cruel Balls, which is like, bro, it's fascinating, bro. Their brain chemistry is a fucking wonder, bro. I don't even know how it works, but like, it is kind of
literally doesn't even matter.
It is like Apple fanboys. Right, like, is Apple better or is Android better, right? And obviously the answer is always Apple, because Apple is the greatest company in the world. But like, that's a great example, right?
They can treat you like shit nonstop, right? And so other games treating you not like shit, like, sure, you could say it's necessity, but at the same time, it just kind of makes sense. I mean, like, even if you just look in the real world, you'll see products competing, right? And even if one is like worse than the other one, if it has a better price, then people might buy that instead of the other one, right? Like, that's just kind of naturally how things work. But there's not that many people that are like, bro, I only buy Heinz ketchup. I'm only buying that. Does it cost 10 times more than the other one? Yeah, but I'm still buying Heinz, bro. Yeah, actually, Hoyoverse and Apple have a lot of similarities in that way.
Bro,
people are so captured by the brand.
I did not pre-watch this, but that is exactly what I'm saying, bro.
No matter what. It just does not matter what it is, they will buy it. So like, it doesn't mean that everything else is lower quality. Another example,
but this one is a little bit more unrelatable. Rolex or Omega? All right, like people probably say, oh, Rolex is like way better, but like there are equal amounts of like Rolex haters, because it's a very divisive brand, right? So
okay, let's pretend it is lower quality. Maybe it's not that much of a difference, but like, I don't know. I think it's a big thing of just like the brand. So like, I half agree with Bob, but at the same time, I think
saying you love Raid Shadow, bro.
I think it's a bit unfair to say that
Tudor is legitimately the Raid Shadow.
Things giving more generous stuff means that they can't compete in quality, is what I'm trying to say. I don't think it means, because like, even Wuthering Waves, sure, it still is 50-50. They still did improve things to get people in the door. They still did that.
Free to play Rolex.
Guarantee weapon, then I'd be like, whoa, hold up. Wait a second, what's
even
going on?
Even ZZZ is competing in terms of making better gacha systems.
The same exact fucking rhetoric was being spread by every content creator, like, this is an industry move. Here we go. Gacha games are learning. The develop.
Okay, well, here's the thing though. That game just ended up not being good.
Bro, he's like so like.
Well, maybe I shouldn't say not good. I think Doing This is alright.
He is really like farming that energy, bro. Like Mr. Fop.
What's it called? It ended up not really
like, whoa.
It had a really rough start, is one of the biggest things. And I think there's so much competition right now.
He's really
like, here's an example. This is just a theoretical, so maybe it wouldn't be true. But like, I think if Wuthering Waves came out right now in its 1.0 state, it would have had a much harder time, right?
Yeah.
I
mean, it really is just a very hypothetical.
I think Do It Night Abyss
because it wouldn't be the same
out, and
because it would be a 2026
really rough at the start, which really hurt it. The game is way better now than it was before, and their like newest patch is improving a ton of stuff. But it still has that issue from the start where like it started behind, and then they had the hacking.
You don't know, bro. This entire discussion, nobody said a single thing about Zenless Zone Zero, bro. Bro, where are the ZZ players, bro? Bro, do we have any ZZZ? Bro, Ramiel is tomorrow, by the way. Where the fuck are the ZZZ player discussion?
Which obviously didn't help it. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, they're all gooning? I see.
Clearly that was an issue.
Oh, they're all gooning. I see.
It's too bad though, too. Because I actually have fun playing Do It Night Abyss.
Zenless Zone Zero is dead once Ramiel hype is over, and there it is. Another day, another
I would say the biggest issue was loss of trust from, you know, the incident.
Numbers are changing. The industry is shifting. What shifted, bro? What shifted?
No, DNA is fine, by the way, guys. It's doing really well in China overall.
Oh, is that so?
Like, you might disagree, but Do It Night Abyss is actually chilling in China, bro.
I have no idea. I don't.
I'm just saying, it's actually like giga chillin'. So, I don't know. I'm not really worried about the game, to be honest. If we're just talking like NA or something, sure. But if we're talking like overall, I think Do It Night Abyss is kind of chillin'. I believe you. I mean, it has like a pretty decent community. Sure, it's probably not as big as like Bua or
I don't keep
Genshin or any of those things. Like, obviously not, I guess, right? But I think it's actually doing better than people think, from what I've seen at least. Also, let me just kill this bastard really quickly. Oh my god, he teleported away. Get the hell over here. Worst fight of all time.
This bastard, bro.
Genuinely. genuinely what shifted?
React-ception. Yep.
I don't think anything shifted. Nobody fucking changed. Like, this is what I'm saying, you know? This is the same old fucking rhetoric. So, like, listen, until you see the top dogs change, until you see Hoyo, Kuro, fucking Gripline, fucking Nexon, all of these big names that are at the top, until you see them change, Psy Games. Psy Games is the biggest fucking reportable motherfuckers, by the way.
Yeah,
they make fucking tons of money, and they have the worst gacha system. So you think
bro
Psy
just
Games
hates Uma?
Fuck no. Why would they change, brother?
Bro
they
just hates Uma.
Okay, but you have to, with this point here, Japan is an anomaly. Okay, Japan's just an anomaly.
Japan
you never
is
know what they'll like. They'll like the worst
arbitration.
thing of all time, and they'll like the best thing of all time. Japan has no standards other than I want to spend money. They just do anything. Okay, they will eat the sloppiest slop you've ever seen in your life, and then sometimes they'll be like, "Oh, I love this golden gem game." You know,
slop.
Like they're just a wild card. You literally never know what to expect out of Japan, bro. They be spending millions and millions of dollars on like I don't know, like a fucking Haikyuu gacha or some shit. They will literally just do anything. So I'm just saying, like. It's true, Psy Games, their gachas are crazy, bro. Like, Grand Blue Fantasy, nobody knows how much money it makes because it's a browser game. Nobody knows. We don't have the numbers for Grand Blue Fantasy, but you know that game is making unbelievable amounts of money. Probably. And it's like an OG, like, Grand Order, basically.
Oh, play tree.
It's making crazy stacks, too. We do have the number? How do you have the number?
Where are the numbers? Oh my God,
I don't know.
Finally got EMC, bro. Goddamn. Where are
doesn't
the
it show now in Steam? That proves nothing at all. And also that like no one in Japan's playing that game on Steam either. That doesn't mean anything. And also like we wouldn't even know how much. Yeah, like that doesn't prove anything. That also is excluding the I don't know how many years of browser only. They made crazy amounts of money. You get a one-time use button that allows you to refund every single purchase you made in any gacha game you played. Which are you picking? Refund every purchase.
I
don't know what I would even choose, to be honest.
Chill, what do I do with AHA,
yeah, Honkai Star Rail? Maybe Honkai Star Rail.
What? What did you just say about Honkai Star Rail? Wait. Before you say about Honkai Star Rail, wait. What do we give AHA? Drill on AHA. I bet. Victory banner. Okay, I got 2 stars and 2 of those. 2 stars and 2 of those. Synthesizable. I mean, you can't stack victory banner, right? You can only have 1 star and armor. Give vest to AHA for what? Flash grenade? Bro, who cares about flash grenade, bro? Give it a star again. Oh, victory banner stacks? Wait, victory banner stacks? Oh, they literally say this effect is stackable. Oh, that's fucking crazy. That's actually fucking crazy. Oh, wait, we're out of victory banner. Okay. Do we get sturdy blade? Team white 18% damage mitigation. Sure. Yes. Okay. Okay, now that is done. Yo, knife? Do we just get chainsaw? Chainsaw double firestorm. I think that's pretty good, right? Yes. Alright, fantastic, bro. Okay, I think we are more than chill. Okay, I'm like 1 go off. You know what? Fuck Jiao Qiu, bro. Alright, we're more than chill. Oh, nah, I'm good. Alright, let's go.
Under every single purchase you made in any gacha game you played, which are you picking?
Okay.
Refund every purchase.
Oh, which game to refund? Oh.
I don't know what I would even choose, to be honest. Yeah, Honkai Star Rail, maybe.
Oh, he wants to refund everything on... Okay, you know what? For a game that bro doesn't play...
Honkai Star Rail. That would probably get me a bunch of money back. Oh shit, I'm still using the wrong team.
It is what it is. If I would a refund,
yeah, maybe Honkai Star Rail would be what I choose, actually.
Bro. If I could.
Because there's a lot of money has been put into that game, and I don't even really play it.
Just purely based on monetary value.
No, more money has been spent in Honkai Star Rail than Epic 7, I'm pretty sure.
That is pretty sure. He spent more in HSR than E7. That is actually impossible.
Sure about that.
There's no way.
And fucking print money out here. Like, you're not changing. Ananta is the only hope, bro. Ananta's not even gacha, bro. Like...
Because the first game to really...
DNA numbers on Sensor Tower? Okay.
I think Ananta is. But like... They are not using the same gacha system as you would expect. They just said that all characters are playable. Alright, that's what they said for TGS last year. But there might be like other aspects that we don't know of. And like, the game hasn't really shown anything for like 10,000 years, bro.
Millionth time, one Sensor Tower is always wrong. Like, these gacha charts are always incorrect.
Tower?
Second,
oh, yeah, chess. Because
I'm so tired of this because people will literally just use whatever's convenient for them. When they want to say a game is doing really well, they say, well, but you're not counting PC. And when they want a game to do badly, they just say, look at Sensor Tower. Like, just shut the fuck up, bro.
Sensor Tower.
It's so
okay, wait. Here's my take on Sensor Tower, right? I feel that Sensor Tower's existence is not designed to show the absolute monetary amount you are earning with a gacha game, but it is to show the trends of the market based on the demographics and the metrics they are using for the website. So, for example, right, the numbers are definitely not the actual numbers of how much they make, because they are only using estimates and it's only using mobile, right? So it will never be accurate. But the metrics they use for every single month is the same. It's the same metrics. So while it might not show the absolute value of ABC gacha game, it can show the trend of how these gacha games are based on the same metrics. So when a game's revenue goes up or goes down, it might not be their actual full-on, like, how much they earn this month, but it will still show, like, okay, based on whatever is happening on, like, the past couple of months, this increase or decrease does show that generally there are lesser people spending money, or there are generally more people spending money, right? The money itself, like, the actual amount is irrelevant. It is more so like the trend of, like, what it represents. So when you see shit like, oh my god, Wuthering Waves earn more money than Goryo, or like, oh my god, Goryo earn more money than Genshin Impact, it is not that, but like over the course of like 1 year, how has the revenue for each of these games been performing? And I feel like, generally speaking, like, if you just take a look at, since, let's just say 2025, right? 2025-ish, you compare that to 2024, objectively speaking, there are lesser money allocated to Hoyo in general, right? Because I think back then, like, even like 2023 and 2024, you could see like $100 million months for some Hoyo titles. But I haven't seen a single month where a gacha game crossed 100 million. Like, never ever. So whether or not the number is there is not the main thing, right? Because the number is not real, right? It's not an actual fixed, like, exact precise number. But it can still show you, like, over time, right, the trends. It has transitioned from a Hoyo monopoly back in the earlier years to now, like, it's getting diversified, right? So that is what I would say Sensor Tower is gonna be good.
No, it's all so bullshit. When they want to prop up a game that they're shilling for, they go, yeah, but like, you know, people normally play on PC, and then when they don't want to do that, they say, haha, look how bad this did on Sensor Tower, bro. It literally does not mean anything. Posters. Bro, look at how bad Grand Blue Fantasy is, guys. Look at its Sensor Tower. Look at the Sensor Tower of Grand Blue Fantasy. Game is making like $5, bro. Holy shit, it's
$5.
Yeah, like whatever fits the agenda, right?
Not a PvP, and that's very important, because Epic 7 and Summoner's War and Etheria Restart, people will try and say those games have guaranteed no 50-50s. That doesn't matter because they're PvP, and if they didn't make their game a guaranteed rate up, people would just quit them, because who the hell wants to play a PvP?
Wait, what is it?
Whoa, wait. I wouldn't throw Summoner's War into that, because that game don't got any guarantees, bro. You're not even guaranteed to survive after you play that shit. It's so greedy, man. That shit's so greedy, you could die playing it, man.
Oh my goodness.
It'll drain all your blood.
People died from playing
PvP,
Summoner's
that's very important. Everness to Everness, not a PvP, that's very important, because Epic 7 and Summoner's War and Etheria Restart, people will try and say those games have guaranteed no 50-50s. That doesn't matter because they're PvP, and if they didn't make their game a guaranteed rate up, people would just
quit them. Are you not glad that we're doing this?
Summoner's War does not have
actually hit $850 currency war,
on a single
because they fucking refuse to at 10 XP for currency war.
We're not doing it. We're giving up on that.
Like, who the fuck is actually watching currency war right now? Like, this should be taking 20 years for a single stage.
That is a huge
just a little bit silly.
By that particular developer, that's also going to ripple.
Why do you spend $450 on the free run collab and didn't get a single free run unit?
Yo, Evanescence.
That's so funny, bro.
Yo, Evanescence
games and pre-existing gacha games.
Only $450.
Yeah, but then, like, isn't like Duet Night Abyss literally the insert lane here,
we could get
like,
7,
example of how this just did not.
We could potentially hit 7.
you going in the right direction truly,
but we need one
when
more.
you consider fragmentation and oversaturation, right? Now,
yes, sir.
we're in a space where when a game starts to
we need to upgrade level.
the first thing people question is there a 50-50 system? People become so overly sensitive to the 50-50 system that they won't even touch the game.
That's true.
If it's a
Himiko can get you 7. Oh, is that so?
Not playing it. Some people right now jump
Holy
on
shit.
rumors, and it's not even confirmed yet.
What a god roll.
I don't think this is true. I feel like
what
this
a
is
god roll.
Like I think Gacha Smash
what
from
a god roll,
chat. As someone who's just played mainline gachas, bro.
Well, okay,
Gacha Smash is playing
my
mainline gachas.
I would say has more people that don't like 50-50 than do like 50-50. But if we're talking about the general mainstream community, I think most of them are fine with 50-50 from what I've observed. However, I've seen multiple games in China specifically advertise they don't have 50-50. So there's obviously some sentiment of players. Maybe it's not the majority, but there's some sentiment of people that genuinely don't like that system. Like the entire system is hated, and it's not just like my community.
is
like,
there. Are you blind? Is a letter ready here,
I have no
bro?
idea how big that actually would be. But some games specifically. Like, I remember that Guilong Chao game that didn't really do that well. They were specifically going out of their way saying, like, no 50-50, right? That was, like, a selling point, right? Like, no Hoyo Gacha or whatever. Which obviously pissed off a bunch of people who play Hoyo games, but
I have no
maybe
idea
shouldn't word it that way. But, so there seems to be some, like, I don't know, maybe it's a growing underground movement, but I don't really know, of people who don't like that stuff.
Uma Musume literally came out, like, a year or so ago in Global, and has been one of the most successful fucking gacha releases recently. And it's got fucking the most dog shit gacha system that the...
Okay, wait, I think Faw's being a little bit unfair here. How much money is Uma really making from, like, Global? Like, I feel like isn't the really vast majority of the money from Asia? I'm pretty sure.
I think it's pretty good. Because it's like a hype.
I don't know, though. I mean, we don't know the actual numbers, but like, when it launched, I think it was big.
Bro, you know what?
Like,
you know what?
Okay.
If you think about it, bro, Uma Musume is like Labubu, bro. It's a trend, right? Like, people hopped onto that, like, so fast. Because it was trendy AF to talk about Uma Musume. It was a sensational trend that was, like, ranging to, like, everyone. Everyone was playing Uma Musume. Because it's like, oh my god, funny horse girls.
I think it was a bit of an anomaly here. Like, I get what Bob's trying to say is that they have the most dog shit system ever, and they still did well. But I think Uma's kind of an anomaly here, right? The reason why Uma popped off so hard is because it went mainstream and became a meme.
Trend of
right?
Uma.
And so it popped off really hard when it came out, and everyone was like playing it, right?
Yes, sir.
But like right now, is it really that big in the West? It was huge when it first came out, but I feel like it kind of petered off. Like, everyone was playing that shit. Like, tons of mainstream content creators were memeing about that shit and playing it and doing, like, tournaments and all that kind of stuff.
Yes,
the guy whipping himself on stream helped the popularity. Yeah, like, all that kind of stuff, right? But I feel like that was, like, kind of short-lived hype in the West. I'm not really sure it's still all that big, but hey, I might be wrong on that one. I might be incorrect, but it doesn't, like, just as someone who, I don't know, isn't playing the game, but kind of just sees, like, the overall sentiment of stuff happening in Gacha, it doesn't really seem like it's that big of a thing at the moment. Yeah, K-Droll was playing that shit in between league games.
Because it was fun in the start because you don't even know what the fuck you're doing. But like those people who still stuck and they want to like win CM and everything, it is a pretty elitist game. Because you need to know how to farm sparks, right? You want to get a deck, and the decks are like, if you can't get MLB, you can go fuck yourself. So like the people left that are actually playing the actual game and not LARPing as a Uma player is like few and far between. Alright, so it is what you never want to see
the new banners that must pull cards, so it might go up this month. We'll see. I just remember that like even though Sensor Tower numbers are complete bullshit, right? Even though they're a complete load of horse shit, I just remember like if you see proportionally to how it was doing before, I feel like it lost a lot of popularity, but like obviously those numbers are trash. But I don't know, I feel like it lost a lot of its momentum, and Asia is mostly the ones playing it. And as we all know, Japan loves wasting money.
You know what? Next
they
time
love
you
doing that more than anything else ever. They love wasting money.
All right.
So like,
so instead of
I don't know, I think Japan is always an anomaly when it comes to gachas, and they'll spend absolutely ludicrous amounts of money on some of the most predatory, worst systems you'll ever see in your life. So I feel like they're kind of special in that regard.
West has ever seen in modern times, and it went viral. That game fucking pumped, and that system is way worse than 50-50, and everybody jumped on that shit.
Yeah, because it was a meme though, right? It's a little different, I think.
Well, Faw's just salty.
One of the worst gacha systems known to mankind.
You think you're gonna be saying this if you got like MLB Tiger in 200 boosts?
View is correct.
Hell nah, bro.
For a group
bro
of players,
just salty that he lost. Like, hey, you're playing a gacha game, right?
Monetization system is still 50-50. As long as the game is
good.
Okay, but the game isn't good, Fob. I don't care what you think. The game is not. You see, here's the biggest flaw with his argument. He's wrong because the game ain't good, bro.
Oh my god.
Uma is a fucking meme. The game ain't good. Bro, he'll be on these like trips to like you know, I don't know, conventions or random shit. He'll be at like, you know, the WUA, like anniversary event or Anime Expo or shit like that. He'll just be at the damn dinner table playing Uma Musume, right? He's the only one who feels this way, bro. The game ain't even that good.
It
was a meme, Fob. People weren't playing because Uma was the best game ever.
You know what? Uma is a game as good as you win CMs. Everything leading up to the CM, nobody fucking cares. Alright, like no one actually cares about parent farming. I mean, now they added the AI, so it's a lot better, but like, people don't talk about it. They only show like the CM stuff. And then you play that every once, like whenever a CM comes up. And then that is pretty much it. Other than that is like, yeah, bro, shout out to the Torrena.
I played it because it was funny and it was a meme for a while, right? But then the novelty wore off. Really, really good. And they went, okay, you know what? Now I'm not interested, man. It's like a Tamagotchi, bro. Is a Tamagotchi the pinnacle of gaming? No, but it was a fun little novelty that everyone loved to mess around and play, and then they got bored of their Tamagotchis, crazy, and now their damn poor Tamagotchis are starving out there.
I don't know why I keep calling you fanboy. Kiria fanboy.
Good, they'll still fucking try it, and if it's actually good, they'll still fucking play it. Because guess what? As sad as it is to say, in 2026, 50-50 system is actually still one of the better systems out there. Because Garrett,
take Japan out of the equation, and it's actually near the bottom. Okay, I'm just saying. I'm saying Japan is like 99% of the bad gacha systems. I'm just saying that it's Japan's fault. Okay, they bring the average so far fucking down. Because Japan is releasing 8,000 slop IP-based gacha games with a system where it's like 8,000 polls for pity, pay hundreds of dollars for a 10 poll. Like they just churn that shit out all day.
Well jam though.
I don't know, man. I think it's like they just drag down the average so hard. It doesn't mean 50-50 is great. It just means don't play the sloppiest of slop games. Like they're mass producing in a factory like the worst games and the worst systems of all time, man. I'm just saying.
Crazy. Can we get it? You know what?
And
then there's Summoners War.
And the games that have it pretty mid. And then the games that don't have 50-50 are some convoluted ass dog shit fucking.
I don't even know what advice she does at this point. But
the only fucking good Spark system out there in modern times is Nikkei's. Any gacha game that has a Spark system that is not fucking like Nikkei's, it's shit. Okay.
Are there any good Spark systems? I mean, people apparently were fine with Blue Archives before they decided to change it.
Bro, look at that Idus Irene. Bro, look at that Idus Irene, bro.
At least it felt like it was alright to me.
Oh shit! Well, they're turning do. We could
easily. Oh yeah, Star Savior actually was pretty solid. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's some Spark systems that are alright.
The best gacha system.
Blue Archive system is literally the same as Uma. How could people be alright with it?
With regards to the system and
I don't know.
Is
it the same? I mean, I'm pretty sure you just get more polls in Blue Archive.
Brown Dust too. And
yeah, Brown Dust actually uses Spark system too. And it's pretty good.
Brown Dust too, and probably
I mean, maybe they're just not mainstream enough for what he's talking about.
Probably NT. Yeah, probably NT.
I think there's some exception.
Like that is the best system. So like there
Star Saving is alright, but as a competitive Star Saving guy last time.
Some of those systems.
By the way, I just want to say I think this is so fucking funny still that. Like, I'm only halfway into this damn video. I'm just doing a react of a react.
Wait, how long is our reaction?
This is so funny, bro. We got a whole podcast.
How long is our react? How long have we been reacting? I have no idea how long is the reaction, but we're halfway point, guys. We're halfway point. Yo, what's the bro? Yo, what's the time? We're at 1.5 hours.
Man.
Amount of currency given away for free by some of those games.
Thanks everyone who's watching,
That's
bro.
why it's not as miserable. All right, but if those games decide to give a little bit less fucking currency, you'd fucking die. The biggest benefit of 50-50
totally
is people know what to expect, and you have Arknet's Enfield.
Snowbreak
is the best one. Snowbreak's dead, man. Why is he not mentioning Arknet's Enfield gacha and pull income, but only 50-50 of the other games? That's why I'm saying. I don't know if Gacha Smack knows
we're not gonna end
a lot of the other systems outside of 50-50 and guaranteed.
I'm not even sure if Genesis are the whole thing. I have no idea. Maybe he just I'm lazy, Doro. Right, let's move on. The end.
GBF.
Maybe he wouldn't watch the whole thing.
That fucking system, fucking dookie ass. You literally are called like.
Well, this react be longer than a currency war. I think it probably will be.
Poor Smack is silent.
We're almost done, bro. Oh, bro, Smack is actually. I have not heard Smack in the past 20 minutes. Let bro speak. Let bro speak.
Okay, so what's so weird about Enfield system though is it's weirdly partially a Spark system and partially like a 50-50 system. It's like a weird fucked up. Like they took aspects of a Spark system and put it into 50-50, right?
Worst name, like worse things and slurs if you ever roll outside of fucking Flash Fest or
like so.
What do you just say?
What's so weird about Enfield system though is it's weirdly partially a Spark system and partially like a
what
like
if 50-50
system. It's like a weird fucked up. Like they took aspects of a Spark system and put it into 50-50, right?
Worst name, like worse things and slurs if you ever roll outside of fucking.
Wait, what the fuck was the context of that, bro? Bro, that just came out from nowhere.
Flash Fest or fucking Leg Fest, and then you need
to get these beggars out of here.
Damn well, make sure you have enough to pity, or else you're not getting anything. Like, it's a tourist normie take. I don't think it's a tourist take. I think it's just like a. I mean, this is what I'm saying. I think it's what he said in the beginning, right? this discussion is for people who don't know Gacha pre-Genshin. Can we agree that most of the people who only know Gacha post-Genshin are pretty surface level Gacha enjoyers? They play like 1 or 2 Gachas
he's
at most.
gatekeeping.
And they, like,
okay, he's gatekeeping, but I totally feel that. There are exceptions though. I see some people that got into Gachas starting with Genshin, and now they just play like 50 Gachas. Like some of you guys in chat, you went full degen. You went back in time playing some of the older Gachas and stuff too. Like some of you guys like went all in on Gacha. Like it became a fucking lifestyle, right? There are definitely people that do that, but I will say like probably the majority are people who aren't gonna do that. And honestly, more power to you if you don't. Good for you, man. It's not healthy. It's not healthy. Start from Genshin, currently playing Azur Lane. Hell yeah, brother. Used to play the lottery IRL. Okay, maybe you're better off then, actually. I'm the maniac. Yeah, SpongeBob, I'm the maniac.
Stick to really like mainline stuff, you know?
Oh, really? So Hitsuga's first gacha was Bleach Brave Souls, huh? Damn, now that's old, bro. That's some dog-ass old game.
Bleach Brave Souls.
They don't really delve any deeper. He's talking to those people, and I mean, I think
yeah,
is also one of those people, which there's nothing wrong with being those people, but like, it makes it so that you're not as knowknowledgeable on the fucking worst shit on the planet.
And the devs
you could be knowledgeable about it with that.
Oh, Smack is yapping, bro.
I just remember Rex
post-COVID PC.
used to call certain CCs like what, COVID CCs? That's what you used to call them.
COVID
CCs. Gacha CCs who only decide to play Gacha post-COVID. He called them COVID CCs.
COVID
to be fair, I started streaming because of COVID, and probably a lot of other people did too. I mean,
bro, imagine if I actually became a COVID
so,
CC.
I don't know. I guess it's true, right?
If I had known how crazy
Let Smack talk.
Could be,
Yeah, shut up, Smack. You don't get to talk.
Crazy.
Pause him again.
Bro, I'm literally post-COVID.
So sensitive to it. Like, no,
I'm literally post-COVID.
And I think this was the natural
like right after COVID, actually.
What has transpired in the Gacha
so
space.
I missed like
right?
the trade.
But getting back to NTE, the best thing that people can do by saying you don't want a 50-50 is support games with no 50-50s in the space. This is very common logic. It's not like you need a rocket science.
Yeah, but like, bro, I'm gonna be honest, chat.
Yeah, wait, before he even says that.
Yo, before he even says that, chat, yo, I'm gonna get some water, bro. I've been yapping way too much. Yo, give me some water. Right, y'all can stare at the currency water.
Because like you need everybody to support that. It's not gonna happen, man. I mean, it's the same as like, let me go vote for president, right? I know this is a real cynical view, but it's like, does one vote make the difference? Not really. So if I decide to, let's say, quit one gacha and go play the really generous, good gacha and support it, is that really gonna make the difference? No, you kind of need millions of people to make the same choice. And are you really gonna be able to get that conjoined movement of everyone doing it? Probably not. Even if the game is really amazing, are you really gonna get that? Probably not, right? Pretty unlikely that that's gonna happen, right? No matter what you want or what you do. Yeah, let's boycott Genshin Impact, guys. Let's boycott. What was the region? What was that region called again? Fucking Mavica, whatever.
Oh my god, boycott
yeah, Natlan. All the people in the West were boycotting Natlan. Oh, that worked so well, guys.
Oh,
yeah, all the people teamed up to boycott.
That shit was actually crazy during like the first thing though. Like everyone on Twitter was talking about boycotting Natlan. Because Natlan is the most dog shit region in the history of dog shit regions. But yeah, I think the moment Natlan dropped, everyone was playing Natlan. So that is going to be... Ooh! Is that 7 elation? Yo! Aha ascends to 4-star. Oh, Aha becomes privileged. Holy fucking shit, bro. 7-star Aha. Level 7 Aha. Level 7 Aha. Crazy chip. Bro, I kinda need to kill Cyrene though. Okay, I'm just gonna keep leveling up. Can I get more slots than 11? I don't think I can, right? Oh, I can? Oh, I don't think I can. Can I? Did I kill Cyrene? You can? Can I get 12? 13 is max. Okay, we'll get level 9 then. Now I can try to get a 3,000 wolf. We'll see what's up.
Yeah, that was like, it was comical, right? Seeing their supposed boycott of that, right? Meanwhile, though, I will say, if China had boycotted that shit, Natlan wouldn't exist anymore.
China.
I'm just saying, like, if China had really been serious or something and they hated Natlan that much, that shit would have been nuked off the face of the earth and that we would have a different region or some shit, basically. Like, with how hard they fucking go, dude, who even knows what would have happened, bro?
Okay, no pomoy, right? But, like, if what happened to Natlan on the West was the reality and China did the same thing, I think that would have been way higher likelihood of it being cancelled. You got what I'm saying? Like if they actually base Netherlands from like the Twitter Western designs, where everyone is like, you know. Yep, and then if China didn't like that, I think that would have been like
fuck around over there, man.
Yep.
Oh, is this the classic image? Yeah, it's this one. The Daily Kachina. Oh, hey, should remove the boycott for your name then. I'm free to play, thanks though. People like this are just subhuman, bro. Like, they can't be the same species as me. The people running daily accounts, I don't know.
Subhuman.
Oh, you can't see? Here you go. Can you see it now?
Oh my god,
I moved it over to the side. Oh, no, I'm still covering it. Here you go. There we are.
Boycott a whole over.
Yeah, these people, like, they're kids. Thinking that they're kids is the best way you can think about it to conserve your sanity, to just hope, okay, they're just kids, they're dumb, right? That's just how it is. The worst part is they might be adults, you know? That's the scary part. They might actually be adults.
I'm afraid to play.
But anyways, I'm just saying, like, that stuff doesn't really work in the West.
Just because you want to be like, yeah, do what's right, support non-50-50 games.
Yeah.
Don't fucking play a game just because it doesn't have a fucking 50-50.
Play a good game.
Shit. Do it. I'm gonna.
All that matters is play a good game.
I feel bad because I keep on fucking beating the dead horse that is Do It Night Abyss, but Do It Night Abyss was that quintessential thing that I sat there and I literally had I think there were a bunch of clips of me fucking going around. Of me like being so confused as to why the fuck all these CCs were like glazing the fuck out of Do It Night Abyss when like the base game, it's like I don't get it. Like everybody like do it.
Well, I think it's fair to praise the fact that they decided to change from being a gacha. I mean, look at Ananta. Guys, people have seen barely anything from Ananta, and people have been singing its praises and are like, oh my god, when's it coming out? Oh my god, when's it coming out? People don't know a fucking thing about Ananta, bro. They've seen like 10 minutes of gameplay, and they're like, yo, oh my god, holy shit. So and they're all saying, holy shit, it removed its gacha. So like, isn't that a similar case?
Oh my goodness.
I mean, what Fob's saying is fair, but at the same time, I think it's understandable for people to be excited about a game, decide to do something that they think is really positive towards the game and potentially the industry as well, right? I think that's fair. I think it's understandable. Even if maybe you're not the biggest fan of the game, I think it's still a respectable thing to be like, you know, it's respectable that they would have a better potential system, right?
Okay, I'm gonna say something very, very controversial right now, bro. Right, not to clip farm. It might be respectable for a game to cancel out the gacha elements from the game and make it more consumer friendly, but the consumers don't respect themselves, bro. Think about it, chat. All right, just think about it. Okay, this is me personally speaking. I feel if you are a gacha game player, you love getting fucked in the ass by RNG. Why? Because there's a chance for you to fuck back. All right. For every one guy going hard pity, there's another guy that gets an SSR and 10 boost. So every single gacha player already has the mindset ingrained in them, right? Personally, I feel this way, that they want to play gacha games to gamble, bro. So if a company were to remove the gacha from the system, right, maybe on the surface level, you could be like, okay, you know what? That's very W, right? That's a player-friendly move because gachas are inherently predatory. Bro, that will take away the inherent drive of what makes player want to play gacha games in the first place, which is to gamble, right? Because if you really wanted a game that doesn't have the gacha mechanics built inside them, there are already such games everywhere, right? So that is my personal take. If gacha companies are respecting themselves because they want to, you know, not be greedy and stupid, right? They want to remove the predatory model. Gacha players don't respect themselves. Because we, right, myself included, bro, we all want to fucking gamble, bro. So don't be taking that shit away from me.
I think that's fair. You got a job?
Like League, exactly like League,
now you can pay more for these gacha
exactly
games.
Like League, right? If any gacha player were to hop on League of Legends, they are all hard stuck silver. At best, right? None of them getting out of silver, bro. Right, you might slander League. League is dog shit. Imagine playing League, bro. Everybody will be fucking hard stuck because they actually have no idea how to fucking play a game, bro. Imagine actually having to be good at a game without idolants, without pay-to-win relics, without E2 merchants. Bro, the entire gacha system will just collapse immediately, right? So
nobody's talking about the gameplay. Nobody's talking about how smooth the game feels to actually play. Nothing like that. Everybody's just like monetization, 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 monetization. Like, bro, nobody plays a game because its monetization system's good. Like,
I ain't gonna lie. No, there are people. There are so many people that are like, I just log into pull. They're like, I just like pulling in this game. There are people that do that shit.
I love pulling.
There's so many people that do that shit, I swear.
Pulling.
I swear I used to see so many people that cared about the system more than the game because they just want to keep pulling characters and stuff, and they don't actually really care much about the game itself, right? Or like the characters in any way. They just want to do pulls to gamble, right? They just care about gambling. But, I think that, I mean, what he's saying, him and I agree on, is like the game is more important than the gacha. I don't care if a game has the worst gacha system of all time. If the game is like so fucking peak. Wizardry, by the way. But that's partially why I get more annoyed at some of these games, though, is games that I think are mid as fuck, or even like just not very good, will then have the shittiest gacha system, and then it'll pop off super hard, which then punishes me, right? I get punished by people playing mid-ass games and defending their poll systems. That fucks me over more, because then games that I would maybe like more get a shittier system, even though the game's decent. And like, look, if the game is up here in gameplay and its pulse system is there, it does bring down the game's quality a little bit.
I'm dying, Currency War.
Sure, the pulse system is not as important as the gameplay, but if the pulse system is like completely egregious, then it does kind of hurt the game.
What the fuck? How did I? You know why?
It does hurt it a little bit because things revolve around these gacha systems, not just the pulse.
Oh my god, Huawei is actually not sustaining in the off.
Still revolves around that, right?
That's fucking crazy. Oh,
you know, obviously the gameplay is more important.
Oh my god.
Other people being fine with slop will hurt you as well. That's just how it is, right? If everyone, like, look at it this way. Let's pretend you love watching anime, but you hate isekai. You're just like, oh my god, everyone loves these shitty isekai, and now we're getting like 15 of them a season. Fuck, bro. That's what it feels like, right? It's a similar thing where it's like all these people are supporting something that you hate, so then you get fucked over because all the industry's focusing on making slop, right? So like that's kind of what some of these gacha systems are too. Like every time people support 50-50s more and more, it's like, well, now we're getting worse systems for stuff that I like, right? It kind of fucks me over, and you know, maybe a lot of you guys too. It kind of sucks in that way, right? So like there is actually a downside to that, and you not liking a certain system isn't going to change the whole industry, right? Even if you decide to not play them, right? You hated isekai but started watching them, and now you're brainwashed and part of the problem?
Isekai,
yeah, sounds about right.
Bro,
if I feed you the most dog shit fucking gameplay ever, but it's got guaranteed weapon and character, does that mean you're gonna fucking want to play it? No, bro. Like, yeah, the game has to be fun first, and then the monetization system, okay? Like, it's game first, dude.
Yeah, and then you have games like Uma, where the gameplay's bad and the gacha system's bad. You know? Then you got crazy shit like that.
Just hates
playing that
Uma,
at the damn dinner table, man. You'd be quiet as hell in the corner playing that shit.
Jenna just fucking hates Uma, bro. Yo,
right? Like,
get him.
I don't think as many people
get him,
care
Uma
about the
Peeps.
monetization system
Oh, we got a 2-star fusion.
As the game
and a 2-star Hee.
He's the exception.
So, they talked about monetization because they didn't have anything else positive to talk about that game.
Wait. How the fuck did we get $200? What did I just do to give me $200? Chat, what the fuck just happened, guys? Oh, Baco gave me $200. Auto sell at the peak. Auto buy at the dip. Expert in CPA and CFA. Oh shit. Financial manager. That is crazy, chat. That is actually crazy. Wait, chat, can we even go level 10? Should we go level 10? Should we go level 10? I'll be left with like $90, chat. Let's go level 10, chat. Oh my goodness, the hunt for Silver Wolf begins, right? Okay, I actually need like a sustain though. Cause like this team is not sustaining. This team is legitimately not sustaining. I'll get this out. Oh my goodness. 25% SSR, by the way. 67, that is good. 67 is good. Sell everyone. Sell everyone. Okay, I'll sell everyone eventually. Okay, I can sell this. I can probably sell this. Fuck evidency. When if we get 2-star, I don't mind keeping. Fu is good at 2 stars. I mean, she is at 2 stars. She's at 2 stars. Bro! Wait. Okay, for just a second, chat. Holy shit, yo, for the big screen. Yo, we might get 3-star Silver Wolf on this. Oh my god. Fuck. All that and we still couldn't get this, bro. That is actually so fucking BS, bro. Okay, so TLDR, the TFT myth is actually a myth, right? That was straight up just lying for fun. All right, okay, back to the gacha slot.
It's legitimately, it was my biggest gripe with the Duet Night Abyss.
It's literally
the final live stream before they released.
My
biggest gripe was,
why
aren't they talking about gameplay? Why aren't they talking about any game optimizations? Why aren't they talking about any changes they made since the last beta? They literally
what's up, bro? Just crop all that out, slap it for the clip channel. All right, all in. He went all in. And then this one, back to the gacha.
Self-blazing themselves about how they're going full free to play. And it's like everything's obtainable for free. Like, I don't play a game because things are free.
Bro, it's not a video, bro. You got lucky.
I don't know why people have this.
Unless you can prove to me statistically, they show you black and white, the increased odds of silver happening is literally a myth.
I think partially the gacha systems are just used as an agenda. When people want to hate on a game, they use the gacha system as an extra reason to hate on it. When they want to praise their game, they use the gacha system as an extra reason to praise it. I think people often use it that way.
Gacha system is an agenda.
Well, then you're also telling the developers, future gacha game developers, we don't care.
I don't know why Western communities keep thinking the issue is 50-50. The problem of Hoya system is a dog shit 0.6% pull rate and weapon banner use the same currency. 50-50 is a good part of the system. No, that's
50-50 isn't really a good part of the system. All the parts kind of suck together. But yeah, if you take out certain parts of it, then it can be good. Like if you had a 4% pull rate,
I mean, we still watch it.
Then it would be kind of like a spark system in a way. Then it would be like, well, this is pretty good. The problem is, I think the definition of 50-50 system kind of has that really low pull rate. Like that's an aspect that's baked into every 50-50 system essentially. So I feel like that's why it's
unfortunately,
hated, right?
Nikkei guy
because they always pair them together.
Yeah, Nikkei guy is a fucking
what the hell is this gameplay in the background? This is the game
a myth.
And then we're doing a react-ception.
And I will never not believe it is not a myth.
Yeah, and all the characters are limited. But even if the characters weren't limited, 50-50 would still be frustrating with its current state.
Bro!
This is why I said multiple times that people need to understand
it is just a myth.
The 50-50 system is not the fucking, is like, in the bigger like landscape of gacha, the 50-50 system is not that awful. It's just the
I just want to say this for the 100th time. Bob needs to stop saying though. He's comparing it to all these shitty Japanese gachas that no human you will ever meet or interact with, other than like a Twitter translated Japanese post posting pornography. You're never going to interact with these people. These are not people you're ever going to see, and these are games you're never going to play or hear about. I'm just saying, like most of them are that way, even though the systems are so bad, right? I just am saying, like, in terms of the average game, they get, like, Hoyoverse 50-50 gets brought up a ton by those, but if we're talking about games that anyone you will ever meet will play or that you will ever hear about, then, you know, maybe it's not that amazing. I'm just saying.
Other parts that are intertwined with the 50-50 system that can make it bad, right?
Okay, realistically speaking, right, people are out there literally believing that Bob is a seeded account because Bob is played by MrPokke, bro. Like, there are people who genuinely believe that. So at this point, it matters way less on what you want to think is a better gacha system, but it is more so on your personal feelings towards the game itself. Because if the game is gonna decide, you know what, go fuck yourself, you're gonna lose every single 50-50, then it is what it is, bro, right? And there's nothing anyone else can say or do that will basically convince you otherwise. Also, bro, this is a beautiful starting hand for Break, bro. We have Dahlia and Runmei. Is that not absolutely crazy? Wait, Dahlia is not Break. Oh, she is. I'm blind. Wait, why do I only have... Oh, it's 3. Oh, it's 3. Okay, so we just need one more. Alright, that's really, really good. Okay, yeah, anyways.
But like 50, bro, I would take a 50-50 any fucking day over Uma Musume system.
Okay, true.
Uma Musume system is fucking Satan. Okay,
it's a terrible system. He spent $1,200 for 2 Agnes Tachyon.
Fuck, I opened my door and Hugh Jackman came in with a fucking suit and like, you know, just riz me up. I'd be like, yo, come on in, you know. Fucking Uma Musume was at the door. I'd fucking open it. It'd be fucking Lucifer and zap me with fucking hellfire and I'd die.
What the fuck is he talking about?
Okay, that's like the difference. I would take fucking 50-50 any day over Uma Gacha.
Bro, always that.
Brother, you guys saw my Tachyon polls, man. I went like how fucking much money, and I had like 2 copies of Tachyon. Like that's
okay. Think about it this way: if he spent $1,200 on 2 Agnes Tachyon, that's actually the same rates as $600 for 1 clock. So on average, it's around the same rates for that clock that he hates as Uma Musume's gacha system to be able to get a character. They have the same rates. It's 1 per 600 on average.
Ridiculous. Like it was like $1,200 and we had 2 copies of Tachyon. If I spent $1,200 on any other fucking gacha game, I would have way more than fucking 2 copies of a character. That's fucking ludicrous.
Okay, but to play devil's advocate, he is literally just saying this because he got fucked in the ass by Agnes Tachyon. All right, because for every one guy that spends $1,200 for 2 Tagion, there's another guy that spends $0 for MLB. Oh wait, that's me, chat. Bro, that is just, I mean, at the end of the day, bro, it's a gacha
very common
game,
logic.
It is
it's not like you need a rocket science degree to understand this phenomenon. If you doom post NTE, well, then you're also telling the developers, future gacha game developers, we don't care if you even put no 50-50 in your game, we're still going to doom post it. So why would I remove my 50-50? I mean,
okay, people are going to doom post no matter what. It's all about, it's all agenda posting, guys. It's all agenda posting. It's all sports
agenda games. We should stop calling them gacha games.
It's all
we should
like
call
that.
them
Always
agenda
will be that. It's all
games
tribalistic. It's been that way since before gachas were even a thing with sports and other shit like that. Everyone will always pick a team. It's that way with politics. That's just how things are, right? It's us versus them. And so anything they do bad, or anything they do equals bad. And so people who don't like NTE, who want to prop up their game and want to trash the other one, I mean, that's what they're gonna do. It's just how things are, right? And they'll do it even if, let's say theoretically, propping up NTE makes better gacha systems for everybody. Let's say theoretically that happens, people will still doom post.
They just mute himself.
NTE did it. They still hated on the game. That's just.
Oh, see, this is what I'm saying. They're. I think Gacha Smack and other people who are talking about this are losing. They're getting lost in the sauce. It's not about the game itself has to be fun. So, and I'm not saying NTE is not fun. It is fun, but like, I'm sorry, dude. The most fun parts of NTE is everything besides the fucking things that require your characters and combat. The most fun parts of NTE is driving around, doing all the fucking minigame stuff. All the parts that actually require your gacha characters and fighting things with those said gacha characters are kind of whatever.
Let's just go proceed with 50-50 because they're playing Wuthering Waves. They're playing
I wish the combat was better.
This is why I said, by the way, that NTE should double down on their minigames and stuff. Because they're
absolutely.
Bro, the hide and seek shit was fun.
They should focus
the racing
on that
stuff
more
is
than
fun.
anything. It seems like they are.
Kart thing they tried is very laggy and buggy, but like, you know, if they figure out the netcode,
The
like all
Mario
these
Kart
other
thing was
mini
funny.
side game shit, they're fun. You know, I'm down for that stuff. No, the fuck it wasn't. What, the hide and seek? Okay, the only issue I had with hide and seek was that the people I was getting as seekers literally seemed like they were missing a frontal cortex. So it was like I was
And
like,
I feel like it
hide
should
and
get
seek
double
against
draw,
like a fucking blind dumb person. So
Look, I'm gonna be honest. The
Double
hide and
draw is
seek was
double
pretty
draw,
fucking
bro.
hard. If you were in the hospital, it was pretty easy.
Absolutely.
If you were in some of the other areas, bro, some of that shit was like, some of the other maps were fucked.
it's like confused. That's the only thing. But I think generally the hide and seek was fine.
Pack Honkai Star Rails, Endless on Zero, all those games.
Honkai Star Rail.
Well, clearly, getting rid of the 50-50 isn't the issue.
Yeah, the school's crazy.
Silver Palace is another game coming into the mainstream space, and all eyes are on its gacha system. This is good. This is wonderful. Because what y'all are going to do is you're going to compare it to Neverness to Everness. That's what you
As much as I think, yes, there are people looking at the monetization for Silver Palace, and there's a lot of discussion going on about the gacha. At the end of the day, I think more people are interested in how the game plays and how the characters look. If the gameplay is really fucking good, the combat is really good, and the characters look fucking gorgeous, I think most people are
Silver
willing
Palace
to
has
give
a
it a try,
crazy amount
regardless
of
how
people
the
thinking
gacha
about it.
system is,
It's
you know?
interesting.
should do. You compare it to the
I'm
best
surprised.
market contender in the
glad,
mainstream
though.
space, and that's Neverness to Everness, or a free-to-play, consumer-friendly experience. By doing that, you are now
There's a
forcing
podcast,
another
yeah.
mainstream space
We're all
game
calling right
to
now.
have to confine to that principle because
I will say though, I think Fob and I do look at this in a slightly different way because we're gonna get everything anyways, right?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
We are going to play the game for gameplay, and even if the gacha sucks, we'll still play it. But there's a lot of people that are not going to do that, right? There's a lot of people. They are going to play the game free to play or very low spender. And so
You know
if
what?
the gacha system sucks, it
Fuck
actually does make a
free-to-plays.
big impact on whether they would like the
Bro,
game or not.
imagine being
I do
a
think
free to
that actually
play.
does.
I mean, that's
have
fine,
a big
right?
impact.
You should be a free to play in gacha
Right.
games. Bro, imagine being a free to play and bitching about being a free to play, bro. Oh wait, I would never do that because it's
So like, even though him and I look at it that way, and I agree, at the same time, it's just kind of like, well, you know, not everyone sees that. For some people, the gacha system might actually be 50% or more of what they care about going into the game. Because if the system isn't good enough,
W streamer, bro,
then
thank
they
you,
might
bro.
just be unwilling to even play it. I do think it can sometimes make a...
if they don't,
Ooh.
it's going to be a massive market
I'm
capture loss. And on top of that, just recently,
No, bro. Again, I think the biggest market capture gain that these games need to focus on is not monetization. It's making a good game, bro. Like, listen, like,
Look, I will still say this. I don't know if making a big game is, or making a good game is always the most important thing. I actually, making enough hype around your game is the most important thing. I feel as though, let's pretend you just make a game that is a better version in every way to another game that's out. I don't think it means that that game will succeed more than the other one, because people, you know, would rather just play that one, etc. So I do feel as though there's some aspects to that where just making a good game is sometimes maybe not enough. I mean, hell, look at some games, for instance. Dragon Traveler is a game where they used AI for all of the art, and it's not like it's a secret. It's like you look at it and you're like, oh, I've seen this shit on Rule 34, bro. It's the same art style. They're using the same AI bot, right? You know what I mean? They're using the same shit. You're like, oh, I've seen this, right? You look at it for 3 seconds and you know what it is, right? You've seen that shit.
Chat.
Oh, and don't pretend you guys are saying, oh, you know what I'm talking about. You guys are saying, stop faking, bro. Stop pretending, dude. All right?
I have no idea what is Rule 34, so I have no idea what he's talking about.
That game did really well, and it's doing the same AFK type style game that a lot of other games have done, right? It's doing the AFK style thing. So what I'm trying to say is, like, games can succeed while not being, like, you know, super amazing. And I don't even think it's a bad game. I'm gonna be real. Like, sure, is it all AI art? Yeah. But, like, the game itself is okay, so, like, I don't know, that's fine.
He loves AI.
Why are you watching this fucking loser? Heard he uses wigs? True, bro.
Boy.
Dude, I'm doing a podcast right now, Fob, and you're in it. You didn't know you were in it until you got here, but you're in it too, man. It's a podcast. Smack barely gets to talk, by the way. Smack is like, he's the silent type.
Just keeps interjecting and not
we're doing a bit of a podcast here.
It's really unfortunate. It is a great gacha cast, though, right? W gacha cast.
Smack really wants to talk, bro.
Yo, chat, time one if you want another gacha cast in the future.
Well, shit, then how are you allowed to talk?
Then we'll have another gacha cast talking about the gacha games for the gacha cast.
People, and maybe even developers point at their own mistakes as the reason they failed. Listen, 90% of the time your game fails because your game's ass, bro. I know this, like, sounds mean as fuck, but, like, bro, you're a developer, you made a shit game, like, just fuck it.
I'll definitely say, I think sometimes that doesn't hold true, and sometimes really shitty games succeed, and games that are way better than the shitty one fail. I think that happens, like, actually all the fucking time. But none of those games were ever going to be in, like, the top 3 or something, right? They're never going to be that big.
It's not your monetization fault, you know? Like, sometimes it is. Sometimes there are games where the monetization...
Yeah, Ethereum Restart succeeded, Tribe 9 failed. Exactly. Tribe 9 is a game... You know, I will say this, Bob, why do you think Tribe 9 failed? The monetization, I think, was probably one of the biggest reasons, wouldn't you say?
I have no idea what the
fuck was actually pretty solid, but the reputation it got from its gacha system was so bad
made
that it actually kind of just instantly torpedoed the whole game, where it didn't even have a chance. They turbo-fisted the monetization. Yeah, but I am saying, like, monetization, it does seem to matter to an extent.
Maybe they just,
like,
the PC
I would say the general player...
Yeah, but Genesis ruined it.
I would say the general player, I think, is 50% gameplay, 50% monetization. What do you think about that? This is just random numbers I'm throwing out. But I think it's probably somewhere around there.
I see.
I think the general player actually cares about monetization a lot. Fob, I think you and I look at it differently, where we care about the gameplay for like 95% and then 5% the gacha system, let's say, right? That might be how we care about it. But like, I think the average player cares a lot more about the gacha system, because they're not gonna
didn't care about the gacha system, why the fuck is he bitching about getting fucked by Agnes Tiger 20 times in this video, bro? Obviously he cares about it. Anyone would care about a gacha system if you're playing a fucking gacha game, bro. So I would say it's way closer to like 30, 33, 33, 33. Gacha, gameplay, goon, right? The 3 pillars of a gacha game, right? That's gonna be my personal.
They might care about the gameplay, sure, but if the system is bad, I think
regardless of how good a gacha game is,
they'll just be like, yeah, I lost a 50-50 and it fucking sucks, and now I don't have any currency, or like, I can't pull these characters I like. Like, I think that is actually a really big thing for the average player. You think it's 65 gameplay, 35 monetization for broader audience?
Okay, maybe 40, 40, 20.
Maybe. I think it just,
40
I think it depends,
gacha, 40 gameplay, 20.
Also for the game, like, how is the light spending on the game,
a huge
as opposed to free to play, right? Because some people, for light spenders, if they're getting a good amount of stuff for that, then
oh my God, I lost
pretty impactful too, right? I think there's like a lot of elements to that, right? I think we are definitely an exception though, where the gacha system realistically doesn't matter. We care about the game. The game is infinitely more important to the actual system. I think that's how it is for us.
Is that so?
No, you didn't see a full sentence. 35, 65, 35 for norms with 50, 50. Oh, I misread it when you said real. You said like for niche gacha degen fan base.
Wizardry is the best turn base.
Yeah, but I mean normies make up the vast majority of players for these gacha games, right? I guess they do. I don't know. I think normies care about gacha
gameplay. Absolutely, they are the pillars of any gacha.
You love the gameplay of CZM, but the 50-50 made you drop that shit. Tried to keep playing it, but nah, man, that shit's awful.
And there it is.
Yeah, I mean, I think my chat is definitely, it's a microcosm of people who don't like 50-50. I don't like 50-50, and I think by proxy, I've kind of, a lot of my audience agrees with that.
Chat, you know what? Technically, 50-50 would be really good if you win the 50-50. Right? And if you win the 50-50, it means some other bucko out there would have lost the 50-50. right? And then if they would have lost the 50-50, it makes your own 50-50 feel like a lot more significant, right? Because if everybody is gonna be in the game where there's no 50-50, then it takes away how good that feeling is when you win the 50-50. For example, chat, I don't want to be a jackass, bro. Look at Bob, bro. If Bob was created in a gacha game without 50-50, do you think people will give a shit about Bob winning all his 50-50s? Fuck no. Right? But it's precisely because we have 50-50, and that is what made people fearful of Bob, hateful of Bob, because Bob just do be winning his 50-50s, right? So I think it is like a sort of like a two side of a coin kind of situation. Right? I'm just gonna get join this.
They actually agree with me on a lot of these kind of aspects.
Superstar.
If I have the L take, that means you guys also have the L take.
And there it is.
The thing, here's my thoughts on CZN though. CZN's gacha system, I don't think is very good. But they give so many fucking pulls out, it doesn't matter. That's the thing. It's like the system isn't even good, but they actually give you so much shit that it hasn't really been an issue for most people, right? They keep fucking up and up having to give free stuff out, or like here's an event and we give free stuff out, or basically all that kind of stuff. Where like, even though the system isn't good, it's not a problem because we're just getting so much. And realistically, that's why I say often that the system, like you can't judge a game before it releases without the actual currency. It's the same as all those dumbasses that go, like, look, even if you don't like Enfield's system, right? Which is understandable, right? Even if you don't like it, the people that think for some reason 500 currency means anything are brain dead troglodytes, right? They're like, it takes 500 currency, but in Genshin it takes 160. It's like, what the fuck does that mean, bro? Yeah, do you know how many dollars it takes to get a taco compared to how much peso or yen to get like a bento box? Oh my god, it cost you 1,000 yen? Holy shit, bro! You're gonna go broke. It's like literally that equivalent. Like people are so brain dead that they actually just look at the number and they think, wow, Fake Raid Order is the most generous game of all time. It only takes 3 gems for a poll. Holy shit, 30 gems for a poll? It mogs Genshin Impact, bro. Like, imagine using that as an actual legitimate argument, right?
Bro,
like,
it's just great minds
doesn't mean anything, right?
Like,
it literally means nothing. But for some reason, people always think that.
Also,
like for Silver Palace, I saw multiple people like come in and they were like, "What? It's 360 for a poll? Holy shit!" And I'm like, "Well, but it depends on how much currency they're gonna give us, right? It doesn't actually mean anything, right?"
You know, like I think straight up, best example, Tribe 9. They fucking decided to shoot themselves like 5 times in the foot by for
Tribe
some reason
9
like, gacha and the currency available so astronomically bad that they took a good game and literally amputated their own.
Hey Fob, what the fuck? What happened there?
Fob,
you see that? It's the Tribe 9 PC. You see that giant Spectre plushie sitting? What's she sitting on? Your favorite game's grave, bro.
Holy jackass.
Your favorite game's grave, right there.
He's not even using
Spectre,
the PC.
Just chilling, gathering dust.
He's not even using the PC, bro. What a jackass.
That's just how it is, bro.
Oh my goodness.
Nothing personal, man.
Tribe 9 died
the RAM of the PC is worth more than the game. Yeah, and they like refunded people, so like, okay, by the way, you're killing wizardry, you wish you could. Actually, you just have to wait 20 years and the whole fan base will die. I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, you don't actually have to do anything. It's just a matter of time, really.
So
but anyways, like, Tribe 9, bro, that gacha system, they killed themselves so hard. And the saddest part is, the same company that made Tribe 9 released that Kaiju number 8 game, and that game is still around and it made money. And I'm just like, who the fuck cares about Kaiju number 8, dude? That, like, the anime is okay, but people, it's not like it was My Hero Academia where it was so big. Like really?
Yo,
that's the game that
succeeded? Is the greatest game of all time.
I don't know, I just think that's so
rather
crazy
the greatest
that Tribe 9 dies,
time.
but then Kaiju number 8 is chilling. Like, what? You're a Kaiju number 8 fan and you don't like that game? Yeah,
I don't even know that was a game there, bro.
Best example,
8 better than
Tribe
9?
9. They fucking decided to shoot themselves like 5 times.
Tribe 9, Kaiju number 8, Epic 7. I think there's one that has 6 in it.
6?
But I can't think of it. We gotta get all the numbers, right?
6
in the foot by for some reason making the fucking like gacha and the currency available so astronomically bad that they took a good game and literally amputated their own legs as soon as they released. And we're like, oh, well, I guess we'll just crawl with our arms. Like, shut the fuck up, man. What are you doing? So like, a good game can get ruined by bad monetization. It happens. But like, a good game,
his favorite game got
average
ruined.
Monetization can do very fucking
He's just mad that Tribe 9 died.
World's greatest monetization system if your game is
Gacha's man hasn't told in 1 hour.
What is Tribe 9? A cautionary tale.
What is Tribe
for future Gacha developers? You know?
You heard Tribe 9's update cycle is also bad?
Bro,
yeah, they did one update and end of service, bro. I can't think of a much worse of an update cycle than that.
Can you please
just
as bad
as it gets. We released the game, end of service. Like holy fuck, that's a bad update cycle. Bro. That's really bad,
holy, let Jenna
it became a chalk outline, man.
I can't even hear Jenna. There he goes. There he goes again.
It's not PvP. It's important.
Oh my god, there he goes again.
No 50-50. And they're adding limited banners into the standard banner upon their banners expiring.
Nice.
This is again in the
wait. Someone in his chat I just looked over said Jenna killed at 07. I killed Tribe 9.
Right direction.
The Tribe 9 killer.
It's important you support these games because that's
the Tribe 9 killer.
No. Wrong.
They're both wrong. You should support Chasing Collider Rider because you get to date girls in the game, and we should support games that let you just straight up do that rather than this bullshit. Okay, just go all in.
Did you know that Chasing Collider Rider is published by the same publishers as Nikkei? I didn't know that. Yeah, they are both published by Level Infinite. Developed by different companies, but published by the same company, which is quite interesting. Yeah, they are both Level Infinite.
If you're gonna make all the hot girls and do all this shit, just make it so you can literally date them. Let's stop wasting time with this other dog shit. Just make it so you can actually date the women. Right? Like, if you're gonna do all this Gooner stuff, then stop wasting everybody's time.
Yeah, it is basically Tencent. Tencent is everywhere. Right? Eventually, Wandering Way is gonna be published by Tencent as well.
Bro, no. I'm sorry. I think supporting games just because they have the right monetization style does not mean anything good. Because if you support slop just because it has good monetization means you're telling the devs, you guys could make fucking dog shit, but if your monetization is good, we'll play it. Like, fuck.
Yeah, but that already happened.
Wandering Way is not published.
No. You see, he's wrong about that because people already support dog shit games. No, so it doesn't matter.
Sparkle is literally buffing pressure on. She's not buffing my GPS.
It's gonna put pressure on pre-existing.
People are always gonna support the dog shit,
because what's gonna happen is people who are playing these current Gacha games are gonna go, hey, hold on now.
Bro, Sparkle is kind of fucking
useless. Why couldn't y'all have added these limited characters into the standard banner?
Straight up useless.
Have to do this 50-50.
Well, people ask for that, but the devs never do it.
Overall net positive for the Gacha.
I think that will only happen if a really fucking good game comes out with a better monetization system.
All Stars Hellhound chat. Peppy with Gardeborg. I mean, I can't even play this, right? Bro, I can't even play this, bro. Yeah, I ain't got Lucky Strike, bro. Bro, I kind of just want to see how she looks like, though. Okay, at this point, I just want to see how she looks like.
Than Hoyo and any of the big ones.
I want to see how this looks like.
Brand new one comes out, it's better than Genshin, better than ZZZ, better than Wuwa. And it has guaranteed character and weapon. And it's also taking a good share of the top player base away. Then it's like, oh, shit.
You gotta use those stars.
The big dogs will be like, oh, fuck, wait a second. Oh, okay. You know, but like,
I mean, at this point, it's too late.
We haven't seen it, you know?
At this point, it's too late. Unless I hard pivot right now.
Some people here might be Wuwa haters. You can't deny that Wuwa was one of the few Gacha games post-Genshin that is not from Hoyo that is actually really successful.
Star.
And there were many other games before Wuwa that tried to be, you know, the Genshin Tower fans. You know?
I don't know if there were that many games that tried to kill it.
Wow, we're the next best thing, and they were a fucking steamy pile of shit, okay? So, like, at the end of the day, Wandering Waves is a really fucking good game. But can we see
Get hacked, kid.
a game that's at the Wuthering Waves Genshin Hoyo tier that can also, that doesn't choose to do 50-50 character and the guarantee weapon? I don't know. I don't know if that'll happen.
Did
we watch the ZZ EP? Yeah, it was like the worst EP I've ever listened to in ZZ.
I heard everyone loved that EP,
my god, Fob hates Remy L.
I felt after losing 350-50 in a row.
Fob hates Remy L, bro. I mean, it's alright.
Here's the thing.
Yo,
if that happens, I don't think you enjoy the game enough. That's what I'm saying. Those motherfuckers who have 40...
It's the straw that breaks the camel's back. You often are not quitting a game because you're unlucky in the gacha. You're often quitting because the game's boring as shit and you're losing 50-50s. So now you're not even getting any enjoyment from the characters, so you get no enjoyment because the game's boring, so your only fun was the characters, and you're not getting them, so you get fucking nothing. Because that's what most gachas are, is it's basically, if you're not putting the new character in the patch, you don't get shit. There's nothing interesting happening. That's like the majority of gacha games. All the content is front-loaded and pulling a character.
Fucking 50-50 losses. They're still playing those fucking games.
And then some dog shit story where, like, I don't know.
Jay, you know what this feels like? Imagine for every single gacha game you own, right? It's like going to a job. I mean, it kind of is like a job, right? You have to go to the job every single day to do your dailies, your weeklies, right? You need to keep up with the meta. I'm assuming that you're not just playing to collect waifus, right? You learn the game, right? Learn the meta, right? Build your units. So you're literally doing a job for every single gacha game. Like, literally every single gacha game is the same thing. Because there's one thing in common that ties all gacha games together, and that is dailies. Why do you think they are dailies, bro? It is to incentivize logins, right? So when you log into the game, it makes it progressively harder for you to quit a gacha game. Because even if you are going to be a free-to-play, there's going to be the sense of time investment because of dailies, right? So imagine that every single gacha game you're going to is like a brand new job. So if you play 10 gacha games, you're having 10 jobs at the same time. Except for this case, the gacha game don't pay you, right? You pay the job. So you are literally paying the job to go to the job, right? So imagine for like some gacha games, on top of you paying them, if you're not gonna be a free-to-play, they decide to fuck you as well, right? They fuck you up so hard from you losing the gacha. Whether or not the gacha game itself is a good working environment, right? Like maybe you like your colleagues there, or maybe Firefly is your colleague, right? Then you can like go to lunch with her, yeah, you'd be very happy. But like if the boss of like HSR as Godreal decides for you to lose your next 10 50-50s, are you really gonna keep on going to the job and see Firefly and go have lunch with her and talk about business with Firefly? It will probably get really, really difficult, right? So you need a balance between like the working environment of that gacha game, between whether or not you are actually at some point enjoying yourself still in that specific gacha, right? So you need to decide.
A character shows up for one match.
Bro,
that's just
because they
gachas.
unironically really like the game, you know? Like, we have Fobbits in you who have 14 50-50 losses in fucking Genshin, 10 50-50 losses in Wua, and they still play the game.
Yeah, those are called psychopaths. Those people, those Fobbits are called psychopaths, and I don't think that people should emulate playing a game after losing 14 50-50s. That's just like, how whipped are you, you know?
They still really like it, you know? I feel like if you lose 3 times and you drop a game, that just means you didn't like it that much, you know? Also, Kizuna, let's be fair, you probably play gachas. And you like a part of your mind was already like, I can probably drop some. Do I need to be playing Arc on top of what I already play? Probably not. And like, so you're
in chat.
like subconsciously just looking for a reason to eventually drop it. And that was like probably the best time to drop it. Yeah, I did want to get into the Enfield.
I'm not sure if this is even good.
Listen, but like that's the thing, right?
Enfield.
Like unless Enfield was gonna be your main
are we
game,
pivoting debuff?
If you dropped it after 3 50-50 losses, I think that just meant like, you know, it's like what I said earlier. Bro, God told you to fuck off and you should just fuck off, you know? It wasn't meant to.
Absolutely.
God told you to stop.
And this is why I said this is potentially entering the end of an era, and that era is the 50-50 era. Now, do I think that other waves in, Hoyoverse and current pre-existing market captures are going to die upon all of this happening? No, but it is going to take away and trickle away from their audience. There's going to be a lot of players that are going to stay because they're loyal and they have sunk cost fallacy and they just love the game so much, and that's okay. But there's going to be
it's not. No, of all the games that are coming out, that are games, okay, not a non-tuck because Nanta's not a gacha game. Of all the games coming out,
bro, my trickle emo is better than Jada's trickle emo. Because my trickle is fat as fuck.
Silver Palace, NTE.
This one is like so tiny.
I think NTE, unfortunately, kind of just gonna be like the Tower of Fantasy, but better. It captured its little slice of the pie, and it's gonna keep that slice.
I think NTE is a little bit better than he's giving it credit for. I don't know. I like NTE the best thing since sliced bread. No, but like I don't really think NTE. Like I feel like it's doing fine. I don't know, man. Sea of Remnants. Sea of Remnants is definitely a very interesting game. But wait, Rewinding Cadence announced exclusive for China only, no global information yet? Oh my.
What the hell is Rewinding Cadence?
Fucking beggars! No, these developers to fucking release games worldwide? Like, damn!
It's the pie. But I don't think it's going to be like, whoa, droves of people are quitting Genshin, ZZZ, and Wua to play.
Yeah,
NTE.
I'm the beggar. That's
true. I don't think so.
I'm
NTE already consistently outperforms Wua on PlayStation. Same with Darknet's Enfield. I mean,
that's
if
true.
You say so, I guess. But like, I don't know. NTE is more.
I think NTE is doing fine. I really feel like NTE is doing all right.
So instead of B, you type like the letter next
like it's
to
doing
B,
poorly.
and then you censor that alphabet, bro.
It might even be doing better than Enfield sometimes.
You would actually be
I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, I think NTE is doing all right. I think he's hating on Enfield, or not Enfield, sorry, NTE a little bit.
More revenue than ZZ? Maybe, bro. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if that's true, but like, I'm just talking about from my feel, right? Generally, like, I don't have always the right reads on things, but like, I have a usual like gut feeling when I feel like a game is gonna be like good, but like
with the defense down and shit, which actually helps break DPS.
Obviously, I was wrong as fuck about Honkai Star Rail, but that was just my turn-based hate boner speaking.
Honkai Star Rail slander.
I know about the HSR take, okay?
Oh my god, what is this HSR take?
These other games are just way more free-to-play friendly, way more accessible. And as I said before, I only have so much money in my wallet. I only have so much time for free time for playing video games.
Tribe 9 is my new main gacha from Fall Master 1 year ago.
think the proper discussion that needs to be had here is not about gacha systems and stuff like that, or what games are coming.
Is that the games just copy swap slop and the exact same thing in every single game, and it's basically if you just showed your grandmother all the games, they would be like, these are all the same game, but they're doing the same things. They're all throwing elements around and attacking people. They're all the same game. If you showed your unk all these games, they would all just look the same to them, right? Like, would they even be able to tell most of them apart? Like, I don't know, man. They all kind of look the same how they're played, right?
And now with doing
grandma's
50-50
right.
or not 50-50, I think the proper discussion is to talk about just the economics of just the day-to-day people nowadays. Bro, the economy's fucking shit. A lot of people, and studies have already shown it, that people are spending less and less money on
just, doesn't have swaps,
fun shit
it's
anymore.
Combo
They don't have that type of
it's like combo skills.
They're not, people are a little bit more conservative with their money right now, you know? Entertainment funds are just not as big. Not in China. You say that, but that's actually because of something else. China had a recent luxury
Lakosh.
Where, like, in terms of basically China, the luxury sector in China crashed comparatively to the past, right? Like before, China was like spending obscene amounts of money on fucking luxury
my
goods.
goodness,
Like,
Jenna pulled the new Yada.
Digital shit, like fucking CS.
Jenna pulled the new Yada, bro.
Stuff like that. And because of that shift, like China's like, it's an anomaly. It's different. But like I'm talking about, like I feel like the other parts of the world, you know, like at least like here in America, etc. Like I feel like people definitely are spending less money on just entertainment, you know.
Game where entertainment. It's too expensive. I can't afford it. Why would I spend $150 to just acquire a character absent of their weapon when I can go to this game over here and spend $75 and get the character and their weapon? You see what I'm saying? It's very common sense. At the end of the day,
I would say this is like really not that straightforward. It's like, Chad, why do you think people will want to spend money in like luxury dining? Okay, maybe not even luxury dining, but like higher end dining. So for example, right, if I could spend $5 for a bowl of like ramen, why would I spend $40 or like $50 for another bowl of ramen in like a higher chain restaurant, right? Because at the end of the day, they're just gonna turn out as shit. They're just gonna shit them out, right? So it will depend more on just how absolute that gacha character is gonna be like on your account, because you're not just playing a gacha game to swipe for characters, right? You're playing a gacha game at the end of the day. It is
naturally going in that direction, but it's important that the consumer remains conscious of these games. And
I think what Fob is saying is true.
We are almost done
about the game more than the gacha, but at the same time, I think Smack is right that overall,
bro, this is probably like 2.5 hours
better systems.
Crazy, bro.
Personally, I think it's kind of normal, right? Like, if you're gonna release a big
game,
Real
is a Michelin star restaurant. It ain't even 5 stars. It's a Michelin
better than
restaurant,
the competition
right?
in as many ways as possible, right? So you also would want to be better in terms of its gacha system, right? Like, you obviously still want to make a bunch of money. Yeah, that's just normal capitalism, right? I feel like that's very normal. So in a way, like, slowly the 50-50 system could potentially be getting pushed out in a way. I mean, I know what Fob's saying in terms of
bro, we're gonna play
it hasn't happened yet, but at the same time,
right
like, even small nudges like Wuthering Waves, where it's like, oh, the 50-50 is absent from weapons. That's big. That's huge, right? And then also, you know, less pity needed for a character. That's still, like, those are big, right? It doesn't mean like the next step is instantly remove 50-50 from everything, but like I think that makes a big difference. I think NTE is overall doing pretty well. It's considered one of, you know, the big games or whatever. And it doesn't have 50-50 at all, and they're going heavy with the outfits. I don't know how much money they make from the outfits, but I think that's awesome, right?
Look at the chatter from Janazet. Is that he's watching our stream right now. Wuwa Yay, right? WTWA. Bro's name is literally called What, right?
Wuwa Yay. Like, wouldn't you rather we are about a hot makes it really easy to get the characters, and they make a ton of money through outfits? That's what Nikkei does right here. They make a ton of money through outfits. That's literally just better. Because people who are free to play are like, well, I don't have to get the outfits. I get to play all the characters. And then people who want tons of outfits get that too. It's really just a win-win, I feel like. And I think that's kind of just, it's normal that things will trend towards being better. I mean, they're probably not going to trend towards worse. I mean, well, okay, actually, that's kind of happened before. But just in general, I think it's natural that things will keep getting better. I would think most of us would probably agree, right?
Yep. Things always get better.
I feel like basic capitalism. Right. Even if you make a better product, you probably also want to extra sell better by making it be a little bit more generous. A little bit, right? Big budget gacha games will go in worse monetization. That's what happens in the past with games, and more indie gachas will have more better ones. I think this is different because the games are free to play. like what you see happening in like the AAA game industry in the West, they're like upping the prices of games because they're like, well, what are you gonna do?
Why even typing?
What are you gonna do on your PlayStation?
Ain't gonna show
what are you gonna do?
Right,
you're not gonna play my new game that costs $80. And what are you gonna play? Nothing. Because you bought a fucking console. Eat shit, bitch. That's pretty much how they treat you, right? But since people playing gachas are just spamming free-to-play games, like they have options, right? So these games have to be even more competitive. Also, you have to keep in mind that not every game, like in AAA game industry, is live service as well, right? A lot of them are, you play the game, you beat it, you're done. Somehow,
you're done.
I don't know, I'm looking left and right, is there anyone there? Somehow people buy the new FC game, the new fucking football sports game, for apparently one of the most pre-ordered games right now on PlayStation is the $150 version of the game. Whoa. And then they spend thousands of dollars to pull for Ronaldo dupes or whatever the fuck they're trying to get in that game. And then next year, FC 28 comes out, and then they buy that shit again. People like that, I genuinely don't know how they exist. They must be millionaires. They're either millionaires or the poorest people you'll ever see. I don't know how it's possible, but somehow they buy that shit all the fucking time. It's literally like if you were buying a gacha patch every year. Actually. I don't know how that happens, but it seems to be shockingly common. And that shit's worse than gacha games. It's crazy to think that gacha games are kind of generous compared to FC. Like, yeah, and 2K. I don't know how it's possible, but that's just how things work, man.
The monetary gamers doing. I think it's great that people scrutinize Silver Palace in future games in terms of whether they're doing 50,
we are lacking items.
Always ask for more as a gacha player.
We're legitimately lacking.
It's not greedy. Gachas are greedy.
The baseline of
greed is that gachas are greedy. You asking for more and better systems as a player is just trying to even the playing field. That's how I see it. Now, are there greedy things to do where you just go like, hey, the devs messed up, they made a spelling mistake, give me a full selector? Yeah, sure, there are people that, you know, they up the you know, they go a little far with that, like, for like kind of dumb reasons. You know, I'm not saying do that, but I'm saying that like, if a system sucks or you don't like it, I think people should criticize it. People should kind of team up and all trash the system because it's never going to change otherwise. And you should try and fight for better systems because games, obviously, they just want to make money. Look, gacha games exist to make money. That's the purpose. And that's number one. Before gameplay, before story, before characters, before anything else, the most important number one thing is that they make money. They care about money. And so I think it's not fair to try, or I think it is fair to try and even the playing field by demanding better systems and better polls and all that kind of stuff as players. Because, I mean, otherwise what? Going full pay pig isn't really the best way either, right? Didn't Pokke call people greedy for wanting more from gachas?
Whoa, what?
Full pay pig isn't really the best way either, right? Didn't Pokke call people greedy for wanting more from gachas? No.
Bro, I call people greedy and stupid for the power creep problems in God Real, bro. And I have demonstrably proven they are legitimately greedy and stupid, bro. Alright, so let's settle down here, guys.
That wasn't what it was. The whole greedy and stupid thing,
and there it is.
Like, you could misconstrue it in that way, but that isn't literally what he was saying, right?
And there it is.
He was basically saying, and I mean, I agree to some extent because this is what I would see in Epic 7 all the time, is that people will pull very poorly in games and waste pulls and pull a bunch of trash they don't care about and then say, we can't play this. Right? And in Epic 7, I would see people...
Exactly.
So the game doesn't have pity carryover on its normal banners. And you might say, that's so bad. It's never actually been an issue in the game. But you would see people come from like Genshin Impact or Honkai Star Rail, and they would throw 10, 15 polls in every fucking banner, even for dog shit they don't want or need, and then they would complain that they don't have polls. And it's like, that would be a greedy and stupid thing to do. Like, you're dumb, bro. You're dumb. You could literally just be smart about your polls and you're going to get everything that you need, but you're just blowing polls instead of playing around the pity system, right? So like, there are people that are just dumb,
as well.
but I don't know. I think that's
I was phrasing it so nicely.
This is not to say that they're a 50-50 system.
I think this is all great and good, but I think the proper thing that we should all be
what I call dumb?
Is this. And this applies to me as well. We all stop playing these dog shit slop-ass gacha games. Okay. You know, and at least play the better gacha games only, then maybe they'd stop fucking pumping. Maybe
you play Uma. You play Uma.
We'll stop
put a $600 clock, you pay pig. Just pay up, Fob. Just pay up. Just put the $600 in the bag. You're just throwing it away anyways. It doesn't even matter. Just throw $600 in the trash. Light it on fire, Fob. It's just like your clock made of plastic and dreams. It's worthless, bro. I've seen that shit at Staples.
Same dog shit fucking
that
model
is crazy,
turn-based
bro.
PvP game. using the same old fucking asset flips that they've done 500 times. We need an era where these fucking pieces of shit stop existing. The fucking steaming piles of shits that just like line the fucking bottom of the fucking ocean here.
Oh.
There are games near the bottom of those gacha revenue charts that are better than shit in the top like 20 or 30. I'm just saying. I like personally, like there are games that are basically end of servicing that I think are better. Which one? Like I think Eversoul was an okay game.
Eversoul
I don't think Eversoul should end.
Eversoul was Chowayo before Chowayo was Chowayo, bro. I played Eversoul, chat. Well, one of my earliest videos on my channel was literally Eversoul. It was like a Chloe something Eversoul round or some shit. And like all their models had like the chubby Korean cheeks. I didn't even know it was a thing until I played Eversoul. I'm like, oh yeah,
service over some of the games that like Dokkan fucking Battle? Are you kidding me, ma'am?
Dokkan Battle.
Suddenly Sensor Tower is worth using? No, Eversoul literally end of service. There's nothing to do with Sensor Tower. They literally did not make enough money and end of service.
And there
it has nothing to do with like really the amount of money they're making. I'm saying like that shit, like come on. It's Fob. Well, look, Sensor Tower might be the biggest load of shit ever, but it will give you a general sense of a trend. Like it's wrong, but it's not like a game on Sensor.
This guy was like, if you sell all his gacha accounts, you can buy a $500,000 mansion. Bro, this is how privileged people in the West are, bro. For 500K, you can buy a mansion, bro. Bro, for 500K, I don't even think you can afford a good-ass car in Singapore, bro. Holy fucking
tower that says
shit,
it's making $10,000 is actually making $500 million, right? It's not that goodness, right? Like, you know, the ones that
COE is like 130K or some shit,
bro. Right? Anyway,
the certificate to own a fucking car. I'm pretty sure you can probably get like a 500K mansion like Austin or some shit. Sure. I think Austin is very, very cheap.
Okay, so people realize that there is not money to be made when you make a low effort piece of shit, okay? If you're gonna make a fucking game, make a decent one, all right? Stop fucking asset flipping some dog shit fucking turn-based game.
No, Fob's right. You should make a decent one like Love and Deep Space. Make some of the most money out of all the games. You should make a good game like that.
Best spawn RNG,
Eversoul,
right?
Or fucking...
He's just Eversoul.
Okay, a little bit. All right, yo, Amiru, no cap on a stack. How much are the average houses like in Japan, bro? They have to be pretty cheap, right? Because like Japan has like earthquakes every other day or some shit. So it's gotta be. Oh, you only rent? Okay, I'm thinking like for 500K, you can probably get like a pretty decent house in Japan. Because they have to have like the insurance of like the earthquakes and like make it like stable and like the land is just like,
oh, that's really funny. I think Eversoul is way better than some of those games.
I see, bro.
It is, bro.
Not in Tokyo.
When it first came out, I played some of it. It is literally better than a bunch of games near the top, bro.
Eversoul is Eversoul.
Fucking
Countryside.
You know, like,
countryside is free. You have a free house in Japan if you live in the countryside. Holy shit, bro.
Honkai Star Rail, by the way.
Honkai Star Rail
is literally just like it's just a flipped turn-based game. Really,
I will fucking
right? Like
ban Buckle.
Its gameplay is not exactly innovative, right? You know what I mean?
Bro, I'm gonna ban it next time, bro.
Games, and then
bro, just slandering for the love of slandering for no reason, bro. What the fuck?
Oh
they got
we get Tribe 9 into service.
Bro, what did Gorreal do to bro?
The shots you don't take, or how about you
oh my goodness,
train so you can land those shots a bit better. These motherfuckers just be like, I'm 400 pounds. I've got 0 athletic ability, but hey, you missed 100% of shots you don't take. Fucking no, motherfucker.
That was Tribe 9.
Practice a little bit, train, and then take some shots, okay? Stop fucking making dog shit.
Oh, now he hates fat people. Another strike against Bob. Oh, now he's ableist? No.
No fucking training, all right? Like
it's not my fault.
That's what gacha devs do nowadays. They're fucking like 0 athletic ability, 0 training, don't know how to do anything, and they're like,
bro hates burp.
Vibe code with AI, acid flip, release. Ooh.
I will say there's also some issues. Korea will be like, guys, we've created this awesome game, and then the management goes, we're gonna need you to make 20 times the amount of money that you're expecting to make. And also ruin all these systems so people have to make 5 accounts.
That's low-key what happened to Star City, by the way.
There we go, now release it. Oh shit, people don't like it. Oh fuck. Yo, Torshi, thanks for the Prime for 2 months. I mean, that's basically how it feels, man.
Right.
Make it feel like
Chat, do you guys know Prime is free at twitch.tv/MrPokke?
I'm just saying.
Prime is completely free, by the way.
Black Desert.
By the way. All right.
Sucks. But there were a lot of things about Black Desert that were actually cool as shit. And if you just got people to fix the issues with the game, I feel like it would be great. Look at Lost Ark. Lost Ark has the foundations of being like one of the best games ever made. Instead, it's one of the biggest pieces of dog shit. Because the people managing it are like, yeah, make it so you have to play all these different accounts, make it really pay to win, add in all these other chores you have to, like, It's so bad, bro. The potential of that game is so high, and then it instead turns to shit. Right?
I think
you can take like a god product and then turn it into trash as long as you know the money grubbers get involved. Right? That's just how shit is. Potential, man.
Like he was like,
and you know, I'm not gonna say gachas are all that way because people will be like,
he's all in, bro.
We're gonna make an Eminence in Shadow gacha, and everyone in the boardroom's like, yeah, bro, we're gonna scam some idiots, right? Like that game has zero potential, right? That game has no potential. There is no potential in that game of ever being a truly great game. The foundations are bad, right? I'm just saying.
My Hero Academia
kicking. Yeah, because Japan will pay for anything,
let's play My Hero Academia gachas.
Japan be paying for anything,
bro, I want to play as Mount Lady, bro.
They be making $10,000 a year and spending 9,000 of it on fake Grand Order, man, and living at home and eating like 5 yen ramen every day, bro. That's how they like. They'll just do that, man. They'll just do that shit, and they'll be happy with it. They'll just do that, and then these games will make millions of dollars once you add up enough people. That's just shit just happens. It's just the real world, man. A lot of people who spend money on these gachas are not wealthy. Like, sure, whales make up a bunch of profit for games, but lots and lots and lots of gacha games, especially in Japan, the whales are not like wealthy millionaires or something. They're people working normal jobs, like paying their rent and all that stuff, and then they set aside all of their extra money, their like extra funds for fun stuff, and they just dump it into stuff like that.
This really is just the difference of like the spending habits between the West and the East. Like more people in the East probably have more willingness to spend their budget for entertainment value in the forms of gacha games. Whereas people in the West, they probably spend their money in forms of entertainment for the other shit. Like going to like drinks or whatever the hell kind of things. Right? Because more people in Asia, like, you know, like the term, like, you know, like anime culture, like weeb culture, or like needs, right? You stay at home, right? And so they don't really like go club or like go drinks. So they just spend it all on like gacha games. So it's not that people in the East is like richer or they have like higher spending power, because it's just not true. Right? Like Japan's spending power is like fuck, bro, because of like the yen shit. But yet they still have so much like revenue because people there are just willing to spend more money on gacha games, right? So that's just like the way they do
just like how I was saying earlier, I knew people that were making close to minimum wage that would be going to the club every weekend, smoking a shitload of weed and buying the new iPhone and then complaining that they're broke.
Demographic. It's like the different
fucking
regions.
man. It's like, sure, I mean, you wouldn't have been rich either way, but like, damn, dude, like, I wonder where that money went, right? It's
holy
like,
shit, Chad, break stocks.
And these gachas are always going to succeed. There's nothing that can stop it, man. There's always going to be slop coming out and succeeding and surviving for sometimes years, right?
Shenjo.
That's just how shit is, man. You still remember people doing loans for the Ari skin? Oh my god, bro, I didn't even know that. Reminds you of Chainsmoker Cat? There are people that live like Chainsmoker Cat that are spending money on gachas. There are real life Chainsmoker Cat that are playing gachas, except instead of smoking constantly, they're just playing gacha. Do you guys ever watch On Taxi? You guys know On Taxi? Bro, there are people that live their life like the gacha guy in Odd Taxi. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you know that? If you've seen Odd Taxi, you know who I'm talking about. There's this guy in the show that is horribly addicted to gacha, yeah, crackhead ass cat guy or whatever. And there are people that are like that, right? It's pretty real.
I bet. Double drill and the
That's literally what they do now, okay? Throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks. Exactly.
Chad,
that's literally that's the definition of most of these fucking games. Shit that they just threw at the wall and saw like any of them made fucking money. And then when they make money, it's like, yo, let's go, here we go.
Oh, okay.
No. The difference between Fob and Chainsmoker Cat, though, is he actually got 2 jobs to spend that money, while Chainsmoker Cat be getting 0 jobs, right? The difference is he actually worked. He was Chainsmoker Cat with 2 jobs, okay? And instead of smoking, he was like Chain Gacha Fob. Chain Gacha Fob would actually work 2 jobs to fund his thing, while Chainsmoker Cat will work 0 jobs and then bum cigarettes off someone.
How do you make a fan?
Cursing makes you sound smart because you do it a lot. No, motherfucker, cursing makes people sound stupider, bro. You think I think
Boots and drill?
Sound smart? No. Check this AI shit.
Okay.
No,
paranoid.
Yeah. Listen.
Paranoid,
you can't convince me that theory restart is not literally what I'm talking about, too.
Okay, we probably need a charging
cell. Any better since their fucking last AI fucking nonsense?
Probably a charging cell.
This AI trailer.
Grandma said herbs carry water.
This shit was so bad,
Let's see. What's her PP like?
Oh my god, bro.
Some folks are swimming in cash today, begging on the streets to mow.
Wait, it doesn't?
Oh,
no, it's AI. That's AI.
Oh shit.
That's 100% AI, bro.
That's
1000% AI.
Restart wasn't literally a pump and dump. I'm telling you, Ethereum restart is a pump and dump, and people still bought into this shit.
I don't think Ethereum restart is a pump and dump. I think it's just a natural thing for a game. As it starts not doing as well, they have to explore other avenues to either save money or make money. That's what I think. I don't think Ethereum restart was a pump and dump. I think it was literally just like, it's not doing as well now, so now they're doing other stuff like that.
I love Ethereum restart, bro.
I mean, why would you wait that long to be a pump and dump? It just doesn't really make sense, I feel like. It literally lasted, by the way, way longer, or it's still alive, right? It's lasting a lot longer than Tribe 9. All I'm saying, guys. Was Tribe 9 a bumper dump? Did Fog get scammed?
Jenna said when there's a chance to slander Tribe 9, I got one more in me. Proceed to slander.
Someone check his bank account. How much did he spend on that game? You know, I will say though, Fob puts his money where his mouth is. He actually was spending crazy amounts of money on Tribe 9 to support the game, but all he ended up doing was funding my PC. So.
Oh my god.
He did put in the effort. He played the game. He spent the money.
Bro.
He streamed it. He supported it in basically every way you possibly can.
The amount of Jackass right here
one man is not enough.
No, I am never this Jackass, by the way. I'm always so
Bob's cash is in my house. Yeah. He paid me like $2,000 something. What was that? $3,000 computer? I don't know. It's Alienware, bro. So it's probably like $80,000. Like Alienware to jack up the price.
Alienware computer. Holy shit. Wait, if Jenna is not using that PC, it means his current PC has to be even better.
Yeah, 3 restarts still around though.
Buying into some dog shit fucking snake oil salesman that's releasing some piece of shit fucking game
my backup
playing
PC,
it. I say that as someone who also participates, and I need to also stop fucking falling for dog shit, low-hanging fruit gachas and then spending money in them, all right? I know. I have that problem too, okay?
That's why I'm gonna be free to play in all gacha games from now on, chat. I am never ever spending money in a gacha game ever again unless that gacha game has turn-based PvP. Alright, I'm never ever spending ever again, chat.
Okay? I always tell you guys.
We're speaking of, I think Robo Kingdom is coming out, by the way.
But why was he spending so much money on those games then too, man?
Nah, we're gonna be free to play nigga, bro. We're gonna be free to play nigga. Nigga is not turn-based
money on that slot, though.
And then I fucking tell you, don't do it.
And never this. And
never this. Hey, listen, I get the bag, and I get to tell you guys the truth after. I don't see a problem with that. You know, I don't see a problem with that.
When do we start reacting? I don't know, 8 hours ago.
Yo, Gem.
So shit, nobody wants to play. Yeah.
Chat, Gem.
JP, I will never understand.
Gem.
The issue with JP
Gem is Gem.
The biggest issue with JP is JP
I think Gem is Gem.
Does not care what the monetization is.
Gem is Gem.
Satan reincarnated, and they'd be like, oh.
Where the fuck is my Firefly, bro?
Gacha system? Well,
is bro ever gonna spawn?
Like that's literally JP players.
Is bro ever gonna spawn or like what's up, bro?
This is how they work. So
where the
well, that's pretty much the whole thing, guys. So we actually just watched the entire video of Fob watching another video, and then I reacted to his react of Gacha Snacks. And now I expect somebody to react to this.
Which is me.
On YouTube, but I want someone to react to this. Chat. And then they're gonna get like 4 hours or more. Maybe Box 2 is gonna do that shit. That's not shit Box 2 would be doing, right? That's like his. That's his normal thing, right?
Oh shit!
Gacha Snack's video was only 12 minutes, by the way.
Shit, the Roni cabroni.
Yeah, maybe Pokke will just be like, well, I got nothing to do today. And then he'll just do that. He'll just sit there, right?
Alright, so with that, we have come to the end of our first ever 2026 Gacha Cards reaction. The state of Gacha games in 2026. Bracket, brutal truth, right? Join Twitch, join YouTube, join Discord. If this video hits 1,000 likes, you'll have another Gacha cast. And I'll see you tomorrow. Word of the day is 2.5 hours. Join Twitch, join YouTube, join Discord, use code BOYO10% Game and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, bye.